The bounds.
Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing tonight? My name is Chris. This is Scott. We are your hosts for the Action Lab. It's like watching your favorite sports and entertainment platform ever. Oh, big play on that one. Tom Brady getting downfield. We are live with you here for Sunday Night Football. Ooh, you could actually see the reflection in my TV
And I think Julio's done.
There we go. All right. And that's it. Appreciate you hopping in here. Again, your premier sports and entertainment platform. It's like watching sports with all your friends, except everyone's all around the world. And then there's another one. Let's dive into it. Guys, we are watching Sunday Night Football. We are bringing back bingo tonight. We have so much in store. We have a huge day in the NFL. Week 1 Sunday was insane today, Scotty. The games were out of control. But let's dive into this. Oh, I forgot to fix you. Let's fix you here. Let's get you all situated.
Get me nice and big, you know?
I mean,
blow me up, Chris.
Let's blow you up.
Blow me up. People need to see that jersey. Right, Mackie?
Let me, I got to fix you a little bit more here. I'm going to zoom in on you a little bit. And I got to fix me.
And bring out the beard a little. You know.
Yeah. So how are we doing today, guys? Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Hope you're enjoying the NFL festivities. Let me see where I'm at here. I got to figure out where I'm at.
You're over there. There you are.
There we are. Hold on. We're just a mess over here. I'm trying to figure that.
Mackie, bro, I've been saying the Chiefs are front runners since the start of the season. AKA, this was the start of the season, Mackie, and you were not so high on the Chiefs, as I recall it. You were very concerned. You told me they weren't making the playoffs. You told me they very well could lose today at Arizona. We'll get into that. I don't want to make this just about the Chiefs because there was a lot of great games today. But are we going to talk about the Chiefs? You're damn right we are. You're damn right we are.
You're damn right. Yes, we will. We will be talking plenty of the Chiefs. We'll be talking about plenty of the other games. I mean, there was a lot. If I had $1 for every 2020 game that there was out there, man, how many games were at like 2020 at one point? It was
bizarre because the morning games, the first halves kind of sucked. Like there was a point in time today, Chris, in real life, this was real life, that there were only 2 passing touchdowns in the league. And those were from the same quarterback, Chris. And his name was Carson Wentz. It was Carson Wentz. At one point, he was the only one with a touchdown pass, unless you count touchdown passes to the opposing team, and then I guess you throw in like a Burrow or whoever. There were some fumbles for touchdowns. Goff threw a touchdown to the wrong team. I know Baker fumbled one for a touchdown. Maybe Baker didn't. Maybe I'm just misremembering how bad he played. But we got a game here, Chris. This one's been. The Dallas offense had a nice drive to start, but has struggled since then mightily. You look at that stat line in the bottom corner, 6 of 16 for 53 with a pick for Prescott. So the good news for Dallas's defense is they've really done a good job once Tampa's gotten in, close to the end zone, holding them to 4 field goals right now. are the 12 points and a missed field goal as well. So actually, Tampa's attempted 5 field goals. I don't think they punted, Chris. I could be wrong. I don't think Tampa's punted in this game. But here we sit right before half, 12-3 Tampa Bay in a game that kind of modeled a lot of the 11 a.m. games. So I'm hoping the second half is like a lot of those 11 a.m. games, because this first half has not been great football, I would say, a lot of it at least. But
yeah, and I think with this one too, tonight, I expect some high scoring game. I feel like, not high scoring, but just like an exciting game to come down, because we got so lucky last season with all the exciting games on Sunday Night Football, and I think this one it's going to lend itself to that as well. Right now, we're approaching halftime here, 12-3. Buccaneers are in the lead here in Dallas. Dallas, I mean, still is in the mix here in this game. I mean, one score, and they're only right back into this one. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for. I mean, if you're liking your chances, if you're Dallas, right? Because honestly, Dallas been a slow start, man. It's been a slow start, and the way that Tom Brady is throwing, I mean, by the way, there was a couple throws in that first half that he was zipping that ball. Man, he can.
Yeah, but zipping it to where?
Well, you're right. There was a couple incompletions on those zip balls, but he can get the ball out of his hand, though. I will say that. I mean, he's the best post-snap quarterback ever to play. Now, when we talk about Brady being the GOAT, he's the GOAT of post-snap reading. Pre-snap, I'd argue, is maybe Peyton Manning. Post-snap, Tom Brady. And that's why he's won as much as he has, is he knows exactly, once that snap has taken place, he knows where he's going with the ball. And a lot of that's pre-snap too. And if that reads out, like, he's not going to hang on to the ball. He doesn't hang on to it. He's exactly doing exactly as he wants every single play. Chris, my concern with Dallas is, like, the offensive line already had some injury issues in the offseason with Tyron Smith at left tackle and whatnot, after losing their right tackle as well to free agency, actually they cut Lael Collins. And now you had Connor McGovern get hurt in the first half, so their offensive line, and then they just don't have, like, you have Michael Gallup's the number 2 wideout. He's not going to be back. Well, he's not back yet. He tore his ACL last year. He'll hopefully be back in a week or two. We'll see. And a guy they signed in the offseason, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, also got hurt in camp, is out. And their rookie wide receiver didn't make a great impression in camp. So it's literally CeeDee Lamb and Dallas Goddard. It's the Dallas Cowboys. It's not Goddard. We have also Mackie is throwing out there, because it is a little tiny if you can't see it. All of our bingo cards. Our bingo cards are all custom to Sunday Night Football tonight. So we have some fun ones in there. So Pollard and Zeke, 70 plus combined rushing yards. We got Lamb and Evans, 11 plus total receptions. Some of these we might be close. I haven't seen some of these, but Brady passed touchdown in each half. That one's looking a little.
I think it was like each team scores a TD and a field goal in each half. That one's dead. Also, the Brady TD in each half. That one's dead. But we're just. I mean, we did have a missed field goal. Let's run through these as let's do it. We just kneeled at halftime. Let's go. Scott cusses.
Haven't done that yet.
I mean, I said damn, but I don't even.
We won't count that. We're not counting that.
Critical of the referees. That's this. I mean, those are two, like, that's like those are both free spaces, basically, guys.
Yeah.
So we need a defensive special teams TD in this one, because we have, Chris, a missed field goal. Suckup has missed a field goal, so we've knocked that one off.
Okay.
Yep. So that's. I'm like looking. I think we probably got a 40-point play in that last drive. That throw to Julio was probably 40 plus, but let me
double check on the 40.
Look on that and double check.
While you're looking at that, I'll get to some of the chat. Cuban Benny, he was talking about, did you get kicked to the garage, Scotty? And he's like, he's streaming from Folsom Prison right now.
Wait, why does it look like I'm in my garage? Because there's no. I mean, I'm in the same place I always am, guys, and there's just no backdrop. All right, there's nothing behind me.
Joker Nation,
I want you to focus on this and this.
Yep. He's got the beard grow. What's up, Andy? How we doing? Joker's all about his Vikings right now. His Vikings did some work. We'll get into all of those games. We typically get to those around halftime. Right now, we'll try to touch on some of them, but we never get through. So what we're going to do is we're going to get to them after the game. Whatever games we don't touch on from earlier on in the day, we will get to later on after this game is over. So just hang around. I will also be doing my Hot Ones challenge here very soon. I want to wait for people. I want to wait for people to get in here first. I know we still have people trickling in, and I don't want everyone always like, "Oh, did you do it already?" Yeah, we did it already. And then they're like, "Oh, I missed it." So I want to wait for people to get in, and I have everything here for that. And I am not looking forward to that.
What do you have for that, Chris?
We have
what exactly you got?
All right.
What are you rolling with? And are you just like chugging? Do you have like wings, or do you have like?
So I have two nuggets that I coated. So one we have with the Hot Ones last dab from the show.
Define coated, like because so you already coated it.
I already coated it. So
with a dab or a coating.
With a coating. So I tossed it around. That's and then the one that's really gonna hurt. The one that's really gonna hurt. This guy, and that guy. Oh my goodness! I am gonna lose my shit. I promise you, it's not gonna be pretty. I'm gonna try to go without milk, but I do have milk on hand, just in case.
Andy's saying not enough coating on there. And I will say, so Mackie and Andy actually do a stream together every other Saturday, and they did these exact same sauces yesterday, Chris. Mackie more so. Andy did one wing of each. I'll give him credit. He said I watched it. The bomb was apparently way worse than the last dab. Way worse.
Oh, it is. No. The bomb is way hotter than the last dab. I know because I've tried both of these sauces plenty of times.
Define plenty.
Let's just say I have the bottle here, right? I mean, I wouldn't have it if I wasn't testing the waters in previous instances. And actually, this is the same one that we had back in the day. It's been a while. I mean, it doesn't go bad. Hot sauces don't go bad. It's so like fiery that it doesn't even expire. It could probably last like a nuclear bomb and it'll still not expire.
So we'll warm up with the last dab, but I just want to make sure those are coated thoroughly, Chris.
Believe me, I
think it's very important that you're in pain tonight.
I know. Don't worry. I'm gonna see. I know how these work. So the last dab, this one here, I'll soak it all up. I'll use my fork. I have a fork because I'm not touching this with my hands. I think I have a fork.
I want you to be in pain like Joe Burrow was in pain when he turned the ball over 5 times today.
Joe Burrow. Unbelievable. Man, there was
that game. We will obviously get into that one. That one was wild. I mean, the 11 a.m. games, really, I was most looking forward to the afternoon games. I thought those were better matchups with some better teams and, featured some high quality teams there. But the 11 a.m. games were just wild. And some of them looked like they were going to be trash. And then all of a sudden you had epic finishes left and right. We had a tie today, Chris.
We had a tie. And interestingly enough, if you are in our Pick'ems league, a tie counts as winning. Or no, the Survivor League.
What? No. No.
At least that's what the settings are on our league.
I didn't see that setting, but a tie is not a win, Chris.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
I am ejecting. I haven't even looked. Are you sure?
It's counted as a win.
Furious. No, it is not. It is not. Not in my book, Chris. It's not a win. You have to win in Survivor. You can't tie and move on. No. I'm checking that.
Well,
that's gonna be fixed.
And Cuban
I'm
says
booting everyone who picked Indy today is gone. Just to be clear,
and
you're gone.
Cuban Betty's like, it isn't a loss though.
Doesn't matter.
Survivor
is about winning.
Survivor
you gotta win.
Survivor means you didn't die, says Cuban.
No, death is ties. Ties are death. Scotty, kiss my ass. Leave my QB alone. I'm listen, football wife. I'm joking. You know I love you. You know your team. Obviously, it was a rough week for the two teams that were in the Super Bowl last year, Chris. But I mean that game was absolutely I felt like I'm mad at that game, Chris. It took me away from watching my Chiefs. I only got to watch the Chiefs for like a half today, Chris. Between the Cincy and Pittsburgh game going the whole overtime and then them taking away the fourth quarter of the Chiefs game because it was a blowout, I didn't get to see my Chiefs enough, Chris.
I mean, yeah, it's I mean, when they're blowing out a team, you don't really need to watch the entire four quarters when it's like mercy rule status.
That is where you're wrong. Diacola, look it up. Scott, you're wrong. So, Diacola, did you pick the Colts? Because you're out of the league if you pick the Colts. Everyone who picked the Colts is done. Survivor pool is you have to win every week. You can't tie. Chris, I'm so mad at this information.
Let's just say yours.
That's so wrong.
Yours truly got the Colts as well. So guess what?
You're gone then too. You're gone.
Nope. It wasn't part of the.
No.
I'm gonna stand up for all of those action lab rats who want to continue.
Who's the commissioner of the league? Guess who has control of the league? Scotty does. Scotty A. Smith has control of the league. Okay,
but that game, that game was. Gone. I don't know if you were you following that game, by the way, Scotty?
Yeah, Chris. I'm in a wins pool where I have the Texans. I felt great about that.
It was a nightmare game for the Colts because they had opportunity after opportunity. They missed.
What? They were down 17 in the fourth quarter, and it came out with a tie. Which apparently they missed people stay in it. I totally disagree.
They missed a field goal that was under like 25 yards at the with less than a minute left.
No, it was not under 25. It was like a 42-yarder, but yes.
Either way, they missed
a field goal. And it was overtime, Chris. It was not at the end of the game. It was in overtime.
You're right. You're overtime. But either way, they had an opportunity and they choked it away. And, I mean, they had to claw their way back in this one, but they didn't want to go the 2-point conversion route like the New York Giants did in their game.
Let me look at this pool. How many people am I having to eject from the pool for having a tie?
Nobody.
Oh, no. Oh, everybody. The problem is I don't even think ESPN allows me to make the settings because I would absolutely not. There's no way a tie advances you. That is absolutely embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I picked Baltimore, as everyone should have. Okay? It was Joe Flacco on the other side of the field, and you guys didn't pick Baltimore. You only have yourself to blame right now.
Cuban Benny says, so Molly Brown didn't survive the Titanic because she didn't beat up the iceberg?
No, she survived the Titanic because she used the iceberg to win in life. Okay?
All right. Well, we'll take a look at those here in a little bit. We'll make sure.
I'm furious right now. I didn't even look at that. I didn't even look.
Well, maybe we shouldn't have reminded you then. Maybe we should have just left it.
You're all getting tossed. You're all getting tossed.
We're still in it. Be nice, Scott.
I can literally toss members from the group. So good luck if you pick the Colts. You're gone. You're gone.
All right. Well, we'll battle through that here in a little bit. Fine. We all quit, says Diego. Fine. You can't fire me because I quit.
Perfect. You should quit because your team didn't win in the first week, which means you're gone. You're done. Are we even going to cover other games today? I don't know because ESPN has failed us so epically. Diacola, you're so mean. I know. I'll calm down.
We probably
It's been a rough day at the house. The kids were a little wild today, Chris.
So you're taking it all out on the lab rats here.
I'm taking it, but I still feel the same way. There's no way a tie should allow you to move on to the survivor pool. But I'll stop. I don't want to be mean for the people that made a bad pick. Because I'm out on the Texans just like Mackie is.
All right. Well, we'll talk about that here in a little bit. So we are having people trickle in here. Let's tackle any other bingo that we missed here.
So I confirm 40+ yard play is a yes, Chris.
40+ yard. Okay.
Ooh. Everything else, let's just assume they had to show Jerry Jones in the box. I don't even know if they did or not, Chris, but let's just mark that off.
Did they show Jerry Jones in the box, guys, already? They had. I'm sure they have. If they haven't, then it's happening. We'll recheck this one in a little bit. What's up, APC? How we doing? Obviously, Tom Brady.
They definitely did. So
agree. So how if you guys are new to bingo, how this works is if we get bingos like a 4 in a row, we will gift out a sub to the community. Now, some of these you can help us get to, right? You can help us with bingos, guys. There are some that we can help you, Scotty and myself. There are some that the game will be helping us with, hopefully, fingers crossed. And there are some that the you guys can contribute as well. One of which is 10 followers. If we can get 10 followers, that'll knock off one of the bingo squares. Also, 10 subs. If we can get 10 subs, that'll knock off a square there. So
yeah, I think people thought that might have been 10 substitutions that occurred in the game. That's not what that is, guys.
What? So that's how this works. And we are getting close, actually, to a diagonal going down because at some point I'm going to drop.
Mackie asked, what is...
You can say it.
I can say it. It's Chris's thing. So, what is your boy? Chris always throws your boy out. At some point. It's almost like a free space. We try and make ours almost free spaces, Chris.
Yeah.
We try and help people out.
Yeah, exactly. So we will try to do our best to help you guys out. But then you guys got to do your part as well if you guys want to knock off some of these bingo squares, and we will gift out subs for every bingo we get. So keep that in mind. Also, did we want to do a bonus? We always did the bonus bingo, first player to score in the second half. Do we want to do that?
I mean, did we do that?
We did that like a couple times.
If the chat can predict who it is?
Yeah.
All right, chat, throw out a player who's going to score the first TD, which would also be the first TD of the game. So they may not get it right at all if there's no TDs that occur in this game, Chris. But first TD of the second half, Tampa is receiving the kick, if you want to go that route.
Chairman says Julio
Jones. He kind of came up lame after that 48-yard reception on that last drive. But
Mackey's
going to rock with Chairman. Mayday wants to pick AJ Brown. He's not in this game.
Hey, Chairman, thank you for this. 7 months.
7 months.
Milwaukee
Chairman.
has Elliott there. All right, so we have 2 for Julio, 1 for Elliott. Anybody else want to throw out one and we can vote on it? We have to do it quick.
It could be on either team. Just because Tampa's starting with the ball here does not mean that you can't pick a Cowboy. Why are we looking back at this play? Did Godwin hurt himself? Is Godwin out? I don't have the volume. And Mayday is picking Goodwin. I don't know who Goodwin is.
Big run there for Fournette. We got to get... all right, so let's just pick one here. We got a Mike Evans. We got a Trayvon Diggs. We got... Here, let me see if I could get a quick poll up.
I love the Trayvon Diggs pick, actually. That's hilarious.
All right, first TD...
throw a CeeDee Lamb in there at least. Throw like a Cowboy in there. All right,
so we got Lamb. Who else, Scotty? Who was on the list?
Lamb, Evans, Godwin,
Elliott.
Throw in Fournette and Evans, or Julio Jones. People like Julio Jones too. I mean, there's a lot of guys you could throw out there. Mackie wants Micah Parsons is a monster, Chris.
All right. We'll just do this real quick. It's a 1 minute poll because it's already started here, so we want to make sure we just get it out there. Vote. First TD. If you guys get the correct answer here, we will gift out an additional bonus sub to the community. Pollard, Zeke.
We got Pollard. We got Zeke. I don't even know.
There's not. I can't even.
There's you can't put 100 names in the chat.
We can't put every player.
Now, guys, it's Okay, we at least got 2 votes. I was like, it's 1-0 on everybody.
Now
you guys are all. Oh, finally we got a Cowboy in there because I'm like, you're all picking Bucks, and they got a 3rd and long right here. So, are we sure it's the Bucks that are going to take care of this right here?
Well, and we haven't exactly had a lot of rushing production from the Cowboys.
We're going to end up in a tie. Damn it!
No ties, guys. We are the king stream of ties. Like no
Stop
ties.
tying on the poll. Someone vote.
Vote.
Evans
please.
or Godwin, so we don't tie. Evans or Godwin. If you have not voted between Evans and Godwin, I think Evans is the right pick. Just personally.
Oh, we tie.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me? All right.
I almost don't want to let them even have a player, Chris. They had ample. There are 27 people watching this right now, and there were 6 voters, Chris.
Evans.
What are we doing, guys?
Evans
What are
and
we?
Godwin.
Chairman's like, sorry, I didn't see voting time.
Oh, my goodness. All right, here we go. Edwins or Godwin? There we go. Vote. Those are your only 2 options.
Giving you guys so many opportunities. What? I am mean tonight, Chris. I am mean. And I shouldn't be because my Chiefs won by 1 million.
Oh, thank you, Football Wife, gifting that sub to Milwaukee's best. Appreciate the love. Thank you, Football Wife, for all the subs that you always gift out. Oh, big throwdown field. And it is, incomplete. Incomplete here.
How about them Cowboys? If you guys don't know, they're kind of my NFC team. So I'm going to cheer for the Cowboys tonight. And usually I just cheer against Brady in general. So it's not that unusual. But I'm all on the Cowboys tonight.
Let's see. What else do we have here? Dude, I walked in the... let's see. I'm sorry. Let's move it on me. Dude, I walked in the door, sat down, and opened my pizza box and turned on Action Lab. There we go. I love it. Yeah. Scotty makes bad. All right, Godwin is officially the choice. Godwin is the touchdown.
What's in the pizza box, by the way, Chairman? What are the what sort of toppings are we looking at?
Of course,
don't upset me.
Well,
I've already had a frustrating day at times. Oh,
almost blocked.
Oh, almost got in there to block. Did he get a piece of it? Or
I don't know.
Is the camera broken?
I don't know. It's a bad kick, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if he got a piece of that.
What's up, Mayday? Scotty makes bad choices.
Yeah, outside of my fandom, which is great. You squeaked one out today, Mayday. You squeaked one out.
Yeah.
All right. Chairman, pepperoni, sausage, extra saucy. That was almost a really good order. But I'm not a big sauce guy. I would actually rather go light on sauce, or normally I just go normal sauce. I don't want extra sauce.
I mean, sauce. Yeah, I don't need to go crazy on sauce.
You don't want to drown in sauce. You want the cheese, the crust, and the bread, and the toppings to really highlight it.
Ooh,
the sauce is just so it's not dry, really.
Oh, the ball! Need a ton of it. The ball hit the scoreboard.
Hit the scoreboard.
Oh,
I forget what happens with that.
So so it changed the trajectory, and so did they re-kick this then?
I think they do.
Okay, so just
another opportunity for the Cowboys to block it, Chris. That's how I look at this.
I was wondering what happened there because I was like, did he get a tip on it or what happened?
Chris, I would like to I would like to just announce that like the Cowboys are winning this game because Mackey.
Oh, and roughing the kicker? Maybe no. That's a bad situation for the Cowboys. Did
they throw a flag?
I didn't see it. There is a flag. There's a flag.
Is it roughing or running? That's going to be a tough one. I think it's probably running. I don't think you want to call that roughing. And then that's a 5-yarder on 4th and 13. But big call here.
Yeah. Let's see what the replay is here. They're showing the replay.
I think the refs looking at it.
Oh, he just.
They're talking 5-yarder. It's a running. He's gonna call running here. So the BUCS basically have the option of re-punting or taking the 5 yards. I think at the end of the punt, you can back him up 5 yards. Is my guess here. Chairman, dude, that was a harsh hit. Yeah, they definitely could have called. I'm here for I want the Cowboys, but they definitely could have called roughing on that one. No doubt about it.
He said, "Sorry about the Bengals. I have Burrow on one of my teams. Not so good. Yeah, it was a tough day.
It's my quarterback.
I mean, hopefully you don't have turnovers as minus points. Again, football wife, I love you. I'm just, there were a lot of turnovers. The fact that the Bengals weren't over, that game was the most bizarre game, and we'll get into it. But I mean, the turnover differential, but then the Bengals still should have won it with an extra point, and then didn't, and then overtime and missed field goals by both teams before a missed field goal by one team that sealed it. Wild.
Yeah, it was all over the place. So, I mean, man, the action today was just, I mean, top to bottom. That was a fun day. I mean, you cap off all the upsets from college football yesterday. Just putting that out there. I don't know if you saw some of those games after you got to work, Scotty, but man, there was some crazy games that took place in college football, not to mention everything that took place today.
Chris, I know my Jayhawks are sitting on top of the Big 12 standings in college football. All right. Big win on the road at West Virginia, 2-0. Let's go.
I mean,
don't tell me that's not a football school as well. All right.
They're changing things out there. It's not a basketball school anymore, man. They're a football all the way.
Well, they did win a natty this year in basketball, so let's not go wild.
Punt here by Tampa Bay. 12-16 left in the third quarter here. 12-3 Tampa. That goes into the end zone, and we will have the Cowboys take over after it seems like 5 minutes of punting. We finally got a punt that actually ended up doing something.
Marie, sometimes I wish we had a mute for you, Scotty. One, you do, because you can mute it whenever you want. But two, you sound a lot like my wife. So hurtful in all respects.
Roger.
I have nothing but love for you, Marie. I'm sorry if I'm upsetting you. I don't know why I've upset Marie tonight. What have I said that's upset Marie?
Hey, either way, she's having a good time with it. Justin Jefferson is a dog, says Mackie. We'll talk about him.
Oh, yeah.
Man, sorry. I know Milwaukee's best had a rough day today. He was really confident going into that game. And
you might want to just dump your whole bench, Milwaukee's best, in our fantasy league, because it's all Packers. And you might want to get rid of them.
Oh, Milwaukee. So you have to let us know how you're feeling about those your boys after the first week. I know, it's still only 1 week. It's still only 1 week, but I mean, on the flip side, Vikings look pretty good, Scotty. We talked a lot about them. They're looking like what we thought they were.
Yeah, I'm thrilled about that one. Well, yeah, no, I am. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Andy said Justin Jefferson, it wasn't a top 3 receiver in the league. What are you, blind, Andy? How many times have you watched Justin Jefferson? Because you're crazy to not call him top 3. Man, I feel like I'm being attacked a lot in the chat tonight, Chris.
Well, you're coming in. You're coming in hot in the here.
Well,
you're fired up.
I'm putting it out there with truth.
And this is a day that the Chiefs won by like 1 million.
Yeah. Do you all really? Anyone who had the Colts today? Do you feel good about moving on next week in the Survivor? And be honest. Do you feel like that's the right thing? To tie against the Houston Texans? And you feel like, I should be moving on. This was a good week for me in Survivor.
We got a yes from Marie, a yes from Diacola. A Cuban obviously took the Colts, so he's probably a yes. Everyone slapped Scotty, says Football Wife. I feel like the Colts should resign.
Raise your hand if you like me. Does anybody like me? Anybody? I mean, I raised my hand, so I'm going to count myself.
I mean, when your boy Chairman is slapping you, even Chairman is like, no, man, nah. Oh, even Andrew, Survivor, is not losing.
I'm not going to go to Andy on the authority figure because he's literally never been in a Survivor League before. So,
do I dare put a poll?
I promise you. Well, the poll is going to be. It's a waste of time, Chris. Clearly, there are a lot of people that took the Colts in the chat tonight. So that's fine. That's fine. Marie said, "All right, I got 1 like. Chairman 2, but not over Football Wife, and that's it." So. 30 or so people watching, and I got 2 people that liked me, and one had a caveat: I like you, but not as much as this other person. Helv,
what's going on, Helv? How are we doing? Hope you're having a fantastic stream, Helv. We've missed you, buddy. How you doing? Let's give a shout out to Helv. Helv.
What's up, Helv?
I think I played Helv this week in one of the leagues, maybe. I think in our no.
Helv's only in one of our leagues. He's playing me, and he's getting smoked.
Oh, okay. Got it.
He's getting smoked.
We'll talk about our fantasy leagues as well. I'm looking pretty good in both of ours. So, pretty good start for me. I don't know.
I have a big battle in one of our 2. I'm in 3 leagues. I'm great in 2. I do have a battle in my hands with Moon Princess, who is really putting them. I mean, we're both playing. We're both like projected for about $140.
Here's Bruce Arians, poor guy.
No one feel bad for that dude.
Bruce
He's the worst.
Arians gets a shot.
Sucks.
He's just chilling up there, wishing he had his normal job on the sidelines.
All I can remember about Bruce Arians is when he had a year off and he was a commentator for games. He was literally the worst commentator I've ever listened to in my life. He was such a hater.
Was he? I didn't hear him.
Is that why people hate me? He was such a hater of Mahomes when in the Chiefs games. I was just like, you're gross. You are gross, Arians.
Lisa, I'm playing Pro Line in CACA. What's up? How you doing? I love my sport. Welcome in. How are we doing? Who's your team again? I think I forgot, but let us know. Remind me who your team is.
Chris, I have a brilliant idea for how us to get a little funding. In order to use the term slap Scotty, you have to throw bits in front of it, like at least 10 biddies. In order to do exclamation point slap Scotty. Is there a way to do that?
I mean, I can't do that on the fly. I mean, there's
no, not today. I'm just saying, moving forward, we will quickly become millionaires, Chris. If we can somehow garner financial gain and people wanting to slap me.
That means slap. That means you probably need to get all your free ones in now while you can. Make it 100 bits to slap Scotty, but wife has to come into the room and actually do it, says Chairman.
She would 100% do it.
Oh, 100%.
She would do it. No, I'm going to say 100. Yep, 100 biddies.
Hey, what's going on?
Thank you,
Taipei Joey. What's up, Taipei Joey? How we doing? Who's your team and where are you from? Like to get to know you.
My shoulders like that.
I have too many because I play Pro Line here. Okay, all right, fair enough. So, and a sack there.
Got tossed like a rag doll.
So that is bringing up 4th down. The Tampa Bay defense has held Dallas to 3 points so far in this game. Gosh, Mike McCarthy, does he just look like he's perplexed on the sideline all the time? I mean,
I think he legitimately is.
I
have my good buddy who's a Cowboys fan, like the McCarthy hire. I hated it from the start. I was trying to be nice to him and just be like, yeah, I don't know if I love it, but we'll see, kind of thing. It sucks. He should not be the coach. Let's just put it that way. I think everyone who's anti-Cowboys loves that McCarthy's the coach, and that should tell you something.
All right, so there's a kickoff. Gets to about the 13-yard line, carried into about the 16 or so, and out of bounds by Darden. So he will get the Tampa Bay offense out there and start it up on this next drive. 8:07 left, third quarter, 12-3 Tampa Bay. Let's see. Let's get back to real quick.
Marie thought maybe McCarthy has to poop. His perplexed face also looks like a poop face, so it could be like a combo. Chris, Marie might be right.
Let's go ahead and let's look at the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. We have a new feature here this year since we have a lot of fantasy stuff going on. We have fantasy leaders. Let's go ahead. Obviously, Scotty's boy is at the top, 5 touchdowns, 3.
What?
Yeah, boy, got it.
No.
And he's number 1 there
with like maybe a broken wrist as well. So that's a fun fact. He
Liza,
did that with a broken wrist, perhaps.
Lisa, thank you for host. Appreciate that. Love it.
Ooh, Chris, you did hit a ya boy there.
Oh, your boy. See, it happens naturally. See, I don't even know.
Yep.
All right, so let's just cross off your boy off the bingo card. We
just need Lamb and Evans to get some. It's not looking good there. It was like 3 at halftime, and I haven't seen a lot to change that in the second half. But I'll take a look here.
By the way, guys, if you guys are here, my name is Chris. If you're new to the show, my name is Chris. This is Scott. We are your host for the Action Lab. Make sure you join us every Wednesday and Sunday. The best way to do that is to know when we go live, and that's hitting the follow button. We've already had a couple follows.
Look at this dude.
We already had a couple follows. Let's keep those follow trains running. Wait, so we've had 2 follows. We're only 8 follows away from crossing another bingo box off. We're, I think, 8 subs away from crossing off another one. So, guys,
and ironically, 8 catches between Lamb and Evans away from getting a bingo here, Chris. Chris, we almost always get a bingo. So to not get one on week 1, I blame, the Cowboys and BUCS.
I mean, this isn't a fun game so far. From what we've seen, field goals
12-3, and we have not seen a touchdown yet, Chris.
What? My goodness, man.
I do have, and I have. I mean, right now I have Cowboys in a teaser that will hit if the Cowboys can. I think it's +8. So I'm losing by about a point right now. In one of my picks of the week, which that teaser will hit if the Cowboys can just score some points here. So let's go.
Oh, Marie, love you, gang. Gotta run. Go Broncos for tomorrow. See you, Marie. Thanks for popping in for a little bit. Hope you have fun watching the game tomorrow night.
Love you, Marie.
Big run play there by Fournette. Ends up getting a first down and a little bit more. So carry of at least, I think, 12 or 13 there. Goodbye, Marie. Have a great rest of your weekend.
So does my defensive player of the year have only 2 sacks, or does he, or 1 sack? How many sacks does Parsons have?
Right now, I have it. I don't have it in front of me at the moment. What's up, Luke? How we doing? Rough game for the Bengals. Yeah,
He's got 2 sacks. That's my defensive player of the year, right there. But this running game coming out on this drive, I think the running game has been by far more effective for Tampa than the passing game.
We got some extracurriculars on this one. No, not enough to throw a flag.
Fournette got upset that he got tackled there. That was weird. I don't. He's like, "Don't tackle me."
Like, that's not what we do here. Is this
what inappropriate?
So Leonard Fournette actually having a good night tonight. 92 yards rushing so far for Leonard Fournette. So
got him on one of my fantasy teams. It's
fine. he's. I think I have him on one of my other ones too. Pineapple belongs on burger, says Helv. Oh, another
also wrong.
I mean,
what is happening in the interior of the Cowboys or exterior? Like right now, the Cowboys, I think, are playing aggressively on the pass side of things, and maybe we make an adjustment.
Did San Francisco win? No.
The BUCS are running left and up the middle, and they lost their left tackle. He looks to be out. The BUCS lost their center and left guard, I believe, before the season even started. So both these teams have been hit probably worse. Maybe the Jets are in that conversation as well, as far as offensive line injuries prior to the season starting.
Oh, airs it out.
Brady just gave it everything he had. Did it look like that was as bad as far as he could throw it right there? Julio. With a 0-yard reception, aka an incomplete pass.
I mean, I guess they got to mix in a throw here and there, given the fact that they've been running the ball so effectively. They're trying to mix it in a little bit, but didn't end up quite connecting with Julio Jones on the left-hand side of the field there. Tom Brady trying to muster up something big.
That was actually, now looking back, that was a pretty good throw. It would have been a tough catch, but he wasn't open when he threw it across the field there. That was a dangerous. What am I missing? Did Fournette change his number? He was 7 last year. He was definitely 7 last year. I don't know before that. Maybe he was not that before that, but he was 7 last year.
Let's see. There's another short pass there to who was that? I missed that.
That's their backup running back, I think, Rachaad White.
So this is a nice sustained drive for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. This seems to be the most comfortable they've had between the running And
They're
then
about to punt or settle for a field goal here, Chris.
we'll see.
Everyone's talking about pineapple and what it belongs on. Let me list real quick the things that pineapple belongs on as far as like a topping, Chris. It's a trap. And I'm done. You just eat pineapple by itself. You eat pineapple by itself, and that's fine. Pineapple's a good fruit. There's no need. We're not throwing strawberries on burgers and pizzas, are we? I like that. Are we throwing watermelons on there? Dude. Pears? Peaches? Dude. Like, I like a lot of fruits. Just eat the fruit. There's no need to bring the fruit in on these other delicious items that are already delicious. There is, hey, good news for people. There was a Mike Evans catch, so we're one closer for some subs, Chris. I think don't we give 5 subs, Chris, if there's a bingo? I thought it was 5.
I thought no, was it? No, I think it was just 1 sub for every bingo. Unless
no, I think it was 5.
I mean, if you want to make it 5, if you want to go that, we could do that. We could do
at
that.
least tonight we're going 5. It's the opener.
It's the opening week. We're going big.
It looks like we're only going to hit maybe 1, if that.
Action Lab. It was 5. Okay.
I thought it was 2. Egg on a burger. Egg on a burger's fine. It's not like. I wouldn't do I've had someone do scrambled eggs on a burger, and I'm like, why? I'm fine with a little runny, over easy on a burger. That's fine.
See, the where I get into the teriyaki burgers is like the pineapple teriyaki. If you haven't had,
just don't do a teriyaki burger. Just order like Asian food, Chris. Don't get a burger. If you want Asian food, go get Asian food.
Well, you don't even like Asian food. Every time we try to get,
that's not true. I just prefer a lot of other.
You prefer
options.
Like every other food except for Asian.
I'll eat Asian food, and I will eat 100 crab cheese wontons if you put them in front of me. Okay.
It's like, man, just get Asian food if you want. You don't even like Asian food.
It's not that I don't like it. I just think there are better options.
Every family function, I feel like, is that we're like, oh, what food should we get? And then we're like, well, there's a good Chinese spot or a Thai place. And then Rachel's like, yeah, Scott's not into that.
Yeah, she'll say that, and then we'll still order it because no one gives a damn about my opinion, Chris. No one gives a damn.
Yeah,
in the family about my opinion, and I promise I'm the least to bring up a stink about it. Like you order Asian and Chinese, I'll eat it. I won't be thrilled about it, but I'll eat it.
See, I'd
rather have pizza and wings. I'm sorry.
I'm like Lisa. I love some Thai. I love some Thai.
What? Oh, hell, sushi. Sushi is not the same thing. I love sushi.
Is sushi its own category? It's not Japanese. I wouldn't say it's Asian.
Not Chinese. I mean, it's Asian, but it's not Chinese or Thai food when you're ordering. Like, sushi is its own category, and I love sushi.
Isn't sushi like Japanese? More Japanese than anything else?
I don't know.
I don't know. Either way, we love sushi. We'll eat the shit out of some sushi. I count it as Japanese, says Helv. Hey, Rey Mysterio, welcome, man. Thanks for the follow. Completely off topic, but I live in Houston, and I'm a really big Astros fan, and I absolutely hate when people trash the Astros.
Did you mean to purposely use the word trash with Astros there? Was that on purpose? Because of the trash can thing? Bruh. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm just kidding.
Rey Mysterio comes in and you just...
I just found it ironic that you used the word trash.
By the way,
that's why people hate the Astros is because of trash cans, Chris. But he's like, no, don't take that. Yeah, I just want to know.
We're having fun with you, Ray. So, Ray, I'm guessing Houston All Sports is welcome in, by the way. Let's give Ray a nice, warm welcome to the Action Lab. Appreciate you coming in. Again, if any guys are in here, haven't hit that follow button, do what Ray just did and hit that follow button. We want to have you guys in here more and more. You all hilarious, says
You're all
Liza.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liza.
Touchdown!
And that's Mike Evans, who
Evans.
had at least 3 grabs on that drive. So we were looking really bleak on that bingo, Chris. But we're up to 6 now.
Okay.
I hate the fact that the Bucs scored a TD there, but I also do have Brady on one of my Super League fantasy teams. Actually, no, I have Brady on 2 of my teams.
What a catch.
I'm only in 3 leagues. I have Brady in 2. It's gross.
And I think we voted first touchdown of the second half was Godwin, right? That was
Godwin. I told them between Godwin and Evans, I was like, pick Evans, and they didn't listen, Chris. Now everyone's just going to slap Scotty like it's my fault. Unbelievable.
Oh, man.
Guys, don't listen. You don't listen.
Thank you, Evans. Just one of my fantasy leagues, unless Scott protests.
I'm not going to protest to you having him on your roster. No.
Bad news, says Reckoning. Welcome in, Rec. Stephen A. Smith's bold prediction did not happen.
Well, yeah, but that's only because the Chiefs threw up like 100 points today, right?
Yep.
Because the original question, if you guys don't know, Stephen A. Smith, my brother from another mother, he had the question posed to him on their show: who's going to score the most points in Week 1 in the AFC West between the 4 teams? And he picked the Chargers. Picked the Chargers. And then they asked him right after that, it looked like. I don't know if there was some cutting there. Maybe there's some cutting because I didn't see it live. They asked him right after, who do you like then? And they're like, what's your pick in the Chargers-Raiders game? He picked the Raiders, guys. He picked the Raiders to win, but he also thought that he thought the Chargers would score the most points. So it was a bold pick, Chris. I've never seen it, but if it happened, which it would have happened if the Chiefs didn't put up a 44 or 5 burger or whatever they did today. Stephen A. Smith's not. He's a busy man, guys.
They need to give him a break, man.
He's a busy man. He's got a lot on his plate. And sometimes he makes mistakes.
He makes them more lately than he has before. Let's just put it that way. Real quick, I want to get into some of the fantasy updates here. Patrick Mahomes leading fantasy leaders with 360 yards, 5 touchdowns. Also, Justin Jefferson, 184 yards, 2 touchdowns in Green Bay's demolishment by Minnesota. So Justin Jefferson just absolutely ran everywhere. He's exactly what we thought he would be. A big comeback for Saquon. Saquon here getting a nice 164-yard, 1 touchdown here in this one.
A beast.
A monster.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe number 4. Don't say it out loud.
Carson Wentz coming in, getting some value here. 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, though. 313 yards. Steelers defense, 4 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 1 touchdown, 7 sacks. Are you kidding me?
Football wife don't need to hear that. Now, I mean, Rec's going to know, and we're going to talk about it. Today was a great day for Pittsburgh's defense, but also a very, very sad day for Pittsburgh's defense.
And keep in mind with these fantasy leaders, every league is different. So this is just a FanDuel, just a general, like, hey, I'm just, on, some of the outputs by some of these players. So kick through the end zone here. So Dallas will take over here shortly. Let's go down here. Jonathan Taylor, nice big comeback here. 161, 1 touchdown, 31 carries. So he's a workhorse. In a tie. Devontae Adams, his debut with the Raiders here, 141 yards and a touchdown. You had Swift on one of your teams. He had a nice 243-yard game. No touchdowns, though. Chase?
He actually had 1 touchdown and 144 yards. But yeah.
Oh, my bad. I was looking at Jalen Hurts. I'm like, all right. Which Jalen?
How did Jalen Hurts not have a passing TD today? They put up 38 points. He didn't have a passing TD?
He had a rushing touchdown, but
I'm sure he definitely had a rushing TD, but that's still a bizarre stat. To put up 38 points and not have a passing TD is bizarre.
Let's see. Jamar Chase, monster game. Justin Herbert, 279, 3 touchdowns. Michael Pittman, we're high on him coming into the year. 121 yards, 1 touchdown there. So, yeah. No, here are some of the other guys on this list.
Joe Burrow no offense, probably. I mean, I get why he's on the list because it's straight statistical, but not Joe Burrow's best day.
And here's the thing: week 1 can be kind of tricky with some of these, like
for sure.
And there will be some bounce backs from some of the poor performances we saw from some other players around the league. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Pittsburgh for football and hockey says Lisa. I like Pittsburgh, my team. Okay, there you go. Who else we have? All right, so here we go. Shotgun snap. Offsides. Free play.
Throw it past the sticks. Dak.
And
that's interference.
Nothing. They're gonna just keep the holding. It looks like I didn't see another flag come in on that one.
Well, I think it was an offsides, but yeah.
Yeah, offsides. It was a free play, but they didn't throw an additional flag for anything downfield.
No. Dallas's offense looks not good right now, Chris. Not good.
Yeah, it's been a rough go for them so far.
I knew they wouldn't look good. I thought both offenses would struggle in this game. But not maybe to this extent if you're Dallas. Not getting anything done here. 3rd and 11, we'll see. Maybe they can pick up a big first down here. Woo! You gotta have it. We need this first down here, Chris.
Big first down. There it is.
Dalton Schultz in the middle of the field. There's that tight end.
Finally get something
working
going
on the franchise tag. Dak always puts up goose eggs when going against good defenses until they hit garbage time. I can't disagree with that take. Dak is really good against lesser competition and sometimes doesn't show up against the good squads. And I don't want to say doesn't show up, but he doesn't put up numbers or doesn't move the ball.
Another pass to Schultz here.
Whether it's his fault or everyone else's fault as well. Maybe it's a team thing, but the stats prove out that like Dallas's offense will put up a 50 burger on a bad defense and then score 10 the next week against a good defense. Like it's very random.
What's up, Ted? How we doing, buddy? It's been a while. How you been? Has Dallas O-line been exposed? Well,
Dallas's O-line is not good. They have injuries. It's not a strength of the team anymore.
No. Yeah, they've over the last couple of seasons, they've really gone downhill in that department, and that was the big thing we were talking about preseason was how Dak is going to be behind a not so great offensive line that he's always been used to. How is he going to, make that happen? Rec.
With Brian at HC, the Giants were able to move Darboll.
Yeah.
I see what you did there,
I see what you did there, Rick. Thank you for the bits, Rick. Appreciate that. Guys, if you want to throw out bits with a message, we will be able to hear it live on the stream just like that. The Giants, they were gambling at the end of that game, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And they came away with the win that we'll talk a lot about these games.
Hey, Ted. Thanks for the follow, TedFX.
Buffs 44, first time chatter. Welcome in. Who's your team? Where you're from? I have a feeling Buffs, maybe local here in Colorado Buffaloes, maybe. Or
I had some people that are Buff fans go down to the Air Force game this weekend, Chris.
Oh man!
One, it was bad weather. It was wet. It was rainy. It was cold. It was like the only cold, wet, rainy day we've had in like a month. But that was the day. And then the Buffs proceeded to lose 41-10 to Air Force. This looked like offsides to me.
They call a false start.
They're going to call a false start. It very well could have been. Hell, we have ref ball. I mean, there was motion there. You got to call something.
Let's see where it was.
Let's take a look. I felt like maybe. Yeah, no,
a little bit.
That was a false start.
A little bit of a shift there.
That's all you need. That's all you need in order to be called for it. So, all
right,
Cowboys
1st and 15.
Sloppy.
We got a handoff here. Pollard. Nice
room for Pollard.
Nice run.
Let's go. I mean, there's still Chris. This is gonna take us down to the end of the third quarter. Hey, Cowboys get in the end zone here. Probably think about going for 2 to make it a 1-score game. I would. McCarthy probably will punt, and he won't even kick the extra point. He'll just punt. on the extra point.
Who here's a Dolphins fan? Says Buffs. We don't really have. Do we have? We have one Dolphins fan that popped in like a couple times, and then
we haven't had a lot of Dolphins.
We haven't had a lot of Dolphins fans. So Buffs,
do they exist?
If you're a Dolphins fan, you're happy about today's win. So Buffs, are you on the Miami squad this year? Let's see. Thanks for Flores, by the way. Reckoning says, yeah, he's a nice little addition to the coaching staff, wouldn't you say?
Rec. How do you feel about today's win as a Steelers fan? I mean, you should be thrilled that you beat obviously a great Bengals team. But when you watch the actual game, you almost lost a game where you had like a +5 turnover differential. That never happens.
Here, let me just scroll down here in this. Let me see. It was 1 touchdown for the 4 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 7 sacks.
And the fumble recovery for Burrow was actually kind of a pick. It was like a fumble, but it went up in the air and the defensive lineman caught it. So it was almost like 6 picks. I felt, honestly, don't take this the wrong way. I know we have Steelers and Bengals fans here. I get it. Both those teams felt like at times, and this was said over the broadcast, felt like they were trying to lose. Like neither team deserved to win this game.
Come on, man.
I'm just being honest. Reckoning defense was elite. Offense was horrid. We could have even lost 10 different times. Yeah. Buffs, I feel bad for Tyreek Hill. Yeah, you should feel bad for Tyreek, but you shouldn't feel bad for the Chiefs.
Lisa was like, "Wait, who's your teams?" And Reckoning was like, "Yeah, Chris is Broncos, Scott is Chiefs." So yeah, we are both AFC West here. Yeah. So Scotty's boys got a big win today. We'll get a big win tomorrow. We'll be fine.
I mean, was it a big win or was it just a standard win?
I mean, yeah,
it's kind of a run of the mill. Chiefs are back on Thursday though, Chris.
Short week.
Back in action on Thursday against the Chargers.
All right, so where are we at in this one? We are end of third, and I was gonna plan on having my last stab here, and in.
Oh yeah, let's get this going.
Because I was waiting for it. Let me see,
ladies and gentlemen, invite your friends. Here's where we're gonna see Chris as a disaster. He's gonna get into. If you weren't here earlier, he's gonna dive into some. He made chicken nuggets.
I need to get my fork. I'm not touching it with my hands. Hold on.
Which is disappointing because you should eat it as a wing. I thought you should have just made wings, Chris, but that's just me as he leaves. So I'm talking to you guys. Listen, he's going to have the last dab from Hot Ones. If you haven't seen Hot Ones, I don't know what to tell you, but it's a big deal. And then, no, Broncos, you haven't missed it. Chris has not done it yet. He's not doing the 1 chip challenge tonight, Helv. He is doing Hot Ones, the last dab. Holding on the Cowboys here. And then he's going to do also Da Bomb. So he's coated a couple different nuggets with Da Bomb and Hot Ones.
And I'm going to, you'd always got to put an extra dab on the last dab. That's why they call it the last dab. So I will.
Oh my goodness. That hold call is so incredibly bad that I just watched, Chris.
Hold on. Where are we at?
Sorry, they called a holding on the Cowboys that was so incredibly weak.
Scott critical referees.
Yeah, no, fuck that call.
And cuss. There we go. All right.
Big pass though on 2nd and 16 to Dalton Schultz, picking up a lot of that back. That was not a hold. That was like a literal normal block. Yeah, coat that a little more, Chris. Get into it. What is that sauce?
This is the last dab. Right there. So we got an extra little dab on top.
Chairman, I love the Cowboys because I have some good friends that are Cowboys fans, and I appreciate their passion. And I'm a stickler. Their passion alone brought me into it.
So this is pre-coated with an extra dab on it. So I'm not gonna lie, man. I haven't eaten something spicy like this spicy in a while. So
here we go, guys.
Cheers.
Build it up. This is the last dab from the Hot Ones.
And if there's
pre-coated with an extra little bit on there,
it's your time to die. And if I remember this correctly, I remember it's a slow burn. Hold on to your butts. Let's go.
Let's go.
Here we go.
And while you're doing this, a big 4th down, 4th and 2 for the Cowboys here. Nope. 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 All right, Chris. How you feeling right now? Feeling good? Sure. Oh, coughing already. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, it's setting in.
Is it cold? Is it too cold? Are you?
Oh man!
Wait, what is happening?
Oh my goodness!
It's smart to not use your hands because you already rubbed your eyes. That would have been a disaster.
Man, so that it's kicking in, like the afterburn. Now, if I recall this, and it does set in. Oh, man.
I'm sorry. What was that, Chris?
Code bird. Woo, man, that is. But you know what? It's spicy, but it's not as like bad as it like sets in on the side of your tongue.
I've heard it's a little sweet. There's a little sweetness to it. Is it a little like a mango habanero almost, Chris?
Yeah, it is. It is, and it sets in slow. But I do have milk. A football wife. I do have milk just in case. Scotty and I are the only ones in our family that drink milk. So
love milk.
So we'll be doing that. But you know what? It's like hot, but it's not like flaming me out. And I coated that thing at extra dab everything.
Yeah. Can you make sure and coat the bomb like that? Can you let's see that on air? I think the people want to know for sure that you're actually consuming the bomb, so they need to see a little something on stream to make sure you're pouring the bomb on there.
All right. You want to see me suffer?
I mean, people are kind of disappointed right now, Chris.
You won't be disappointed at this.
We can't see what you're doing right now. Show it on the camera. Are you pouring? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wait, did you only eat half a nugget before? Is that a half nugget?
These are just. So my microwave burns nuggets, so I had to cut off the burnt pieces. But I coated it after. All right, so here's another drip. I'm gonna.
No, get more than a drip on there, Chris. The people want to see you miserable.
One. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna be miserable already.
Yeah. That's nothing, Chris.
Are you kidding me?
You're being delicate right now. That's it. I'm not gonna lie. I watched a stream yesterday with Mackie where he dumped some Da Bomb on there,
and it's already pre-coated, but there's like that extra right there.
Diego, Scotty's being on a level of ass. I'm just giving the people what they want.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm nervous. I'm nervous for this one.
Cuban microwave. Didn't you say that the guy? Didn't you tell me to get an air fryer? Yes. I don't know why you microwave these.
All right.
I don't know if it's about the taste of the nugget at this point. You want a little more on there? I'd put a little more on there.
There we go. All right. It's nothing, Chris, says the guy that can't handle spicy.
Wait, me? I can handle spicy. Maybe not quite to the level of Chris, but I can handle really hot. So chill out, Wreck. Ted FX, he's a Broncos fan.
How are you?
He's a Bronco fan. How are you miserable? Yeah. I don't know if that was like a positive or a negative.
I feel like this is going to rock my world.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
3, 2, 1.
Take it down. He's not going to regret this. This is going to be the best decision of his life.
It tastes so bad.
It's going to be great. It's going to be so good. I mean... Oh, hold on to we lost your eyes there for a second, Chris. They with us?
Oh,
Are you
my
with
gosh.
us?
Oh, my gosh. That is insane.
No, that's good, right? How's the flavor?
Oh, my gosh. That's bad.
Chairman, looks like Chris is coming in hot tonight.
Oh my gosh, that's bad.
Oh, and a pick! While you're gone, Chris, potentially changing the game. Tom Brady with an interception, which also hits on the bingo board, ladies and gentlemen, as Chris is losing his damn mind. Okay. I mean, I don't want to take over for this, but let's watch Chris be a complete disaster here as well.
All right, so... Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Yeah, what's your analysis on that, Chris?
My Alice, I need milk. Oh my.
You said, I think you said instead of analysis, you said dialysis, I think. It's analysis, Chris. What's wrong with you? Are you okay?
Wow.
Let's go, everybody.
Oh my gosh. That's
Are you gonna pass out? Are you gonna pass out?
like the milk. The milk doesn't help.
No, there's a point where there's like diminishing returns on milk. You might be past that. I keep forgetting that you haven't touched the wings when you rub your eyes, and I'm like, don't do that. Worse than everything is rubbing your eyes when you touch wings.
Oh my gosh.
Should we call 911? Maybe. Diacola, can I put you on that task? Call 911. You know the address.
I'm getting like
Take care of
lightheaded.
that.
My eyes are like.
JK, Scotty, you're up. No, I'm not an idiot. I mean, I am an idiot, but I'm not doing this.
Oh my gosh. No.
I mean, guys, I will eat very spicy food, but I ain't doing the bomb. I've done it before and I didn't enjoy it. And I've learned in my adulthood to not do it again. What's happening here? It looks like you're, never mind. That's not PG.
I'm like
Gordon
lightheaded.
Ramsay says to get a lemon and Pepto-Bismol. Honestly, my buddy Andy had it yesterday, and he said he was worried he was gonna pass out on stream, Chris.
No,
I thought he was just being dramatic, but maybe not. Are you okay?
So I can't talk. Like it's like I just ran a marathon.
25 subs and 5
And every
followers,
time-
and you both take half a shot of Mad Dog 357.
Every time I try to talk, it gets hotter when I talk.
Yeah. Well, all right.
So it's
we'll leave Chris quiet for a little bit.
Let me do it.
Which is to the benefit of everyone here,
guys. I'm gonna
go
try
ahead.
to do some play-by-play. Okay. So
You just said it was hotter when you talk.
I know, but I got to give the people what they want, and that's watching me suffer. Do some play-by-play. By the way, oh my goodness,
Money Magic wants you to give us a hot take. Can you give us a hot take?
a hot take. Oh, let me think of one first. I can't even think of one off the top of my head with all this heat.
I told him to
All right,
mark
wait.
off the Brady
Dak-
INT on the bingo board a long time ago. He can't even
Dak
do
drop
that.
back.
He's a mess out there right now.
Throws to the
Dak
right hand
drops back. Incomplete.
But he doesn't end up getting that. It's incomplete. He doesn't. I can't even talk right now. By the way, Dak hasn't been able. Whew, man, damn. Worst part of the bomb is the bum tomorrow. Woo, yeah.
Yeah, I was
Houston.
gonna say tomorrow might be the worst part.
So,
That's a bad wide receiver right there.
I mean, here we go.
I mean-
single back to the right. You got Zeke on the right here. Snap to Dak. Dak drops back, looks left, looks right, runs right, looks downfield, and oh, and it's a bad throw, bad behind him.
That is a bad throw and still should have been caught, but a bad throw nonetheless. Just float that over. There was no one even existed near CD Lamb, or was that Lamb right there? Oh, that was Brown. No one existed near CD Brown. I think Dak thought CD was gonna or not CD. Brown was gonna sit right there, and he moved. But at the same time, I don't know. Just float it a little more. There's no one near them. And now we're punting, Chris. The Cowboys are punting with 3 points.
It's starting.
I've been through painful seasons with my Cowboy buddy fans. It's not fun. It's not fun.
It's slowly coming down.
Yeah. Maybe. Do you have another nugget lined up with the bump? What is this last dab? The last dab must just be total
It's a lot weaker, man.
BS. Just total BS.
The last dab is like they don't want to burn out like their guests, Gosh, this is still fucking hot, man. Wow.
It's the bet proposal from above. Reckoning y'all might want to check that bet proposal from above. 25 subs and 5 followers, and you both take half a shot of Mad Dog. No.
A half a shot.
No. Listen, I will make an idiot of myself in a lot of ways, but I'm not going to do something like that. You can't get me on board. I appreciate Chris. Thanks for what you did there and sacrificed, and good for you. But listen, I like spicy food a lot. It's my favorite.
Wow.
Like a Nashville hot spicy chicken sandwich right now is like my favorite food in the world. But I ain't doing stuff like that. No, thank you.
Every time I eat something really spicy and I start doing the like airing out the tongue, you know it's bad.
Well, Chris, we had you remember years ago,
I do.
My old house, we did we went through the gauntlet of hot sauces with nuggets with a group of us. And I was miserable at the end when I was eating some of those. I was like, no. And so I'll never do it again. I won't do it again. Call me whatever you want. A baby, another name. But I ain't doing that. Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
It makes you feel alive. It makes you feel alive.
Were you dead before?
I mean, I don't know. 19-3 here. 11 minutes.
19-3. We've had one touchdown in this game.
Cuban Benny dead on the inside. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
no,
those insides will be alive soon.
You handled it well, man.
Probably tomorrow morning.
I got lightheaded for a minute.
Football wife, we'll get there. I've tried to remind him a couple times, but he was preoccupied with feeling pain. Apparently,
the person that handles
Brady INT, Chris. We need to X that out on the bingo card.
Oh my goodness, the person that handles the stream stuff, man, couldn't keep up for a minute. All right, Brady INT.
Oh, football wife, I can't do it. No. Otherwise, I would have. He doesn't give me that much control.
I thought you could do it too. No, we don't let Scotty touch
graphics, but I don't let within show. I would be a mess.
All right, Brady here in the shotgun.
After a big Fournette run, easy pass. This Tampa team, by the way, is going nowhere this year.
I mean,
not impressed with this Tampa team tonight.
I wasn't high on them. I didn't even like them making it to the NFC Championship.
The NFC is wide open, Chris. I don't think. I mean, today I would probably say the Vikings look like the best team in the NFC. Based off of just today. If you knew nothing before today, you were like, outside of all right, based off of past performance a little bit and who they played, I'd say the Vikings were the best NFC team today.
They looked dominant, 100%. Milwaukee's doesn't think so.
All right, Milwaukee's. Then if they're not the best team, then your team's just trash. I'm trying to help you. That's like a compliment to the Packers. Because if the Vikings aren't good and you lost to a bad team, and we'll get into that, and I understand it's week 1, and I know what the Packers did week 1 of last year. Losing to the Saints by about 1 million.
And you had the relax.
No, the relax was years ago, but yeah.
Well, I mean, but people were talking about that last year like there was previously. Yeah. Like, oh, just relax. They got blown out by the Saints. Man, that's still burning my tongue.
Milwaukee, yeah. Christian Watson dropped a easy touchdown, but beyond that, the offense looked Aaron Rodgers ran around and then got hit a lot, sacked, fumbled. It did not. I mean, the offense was not good today. Can it get better? Of course.
APC is still high on Tampa. Best
Tampa's the
team
best team
alive.
Like in the NFC or in general? Because there's no way in the hell you can say they're the best team in the league right now. NFC, I don't know. I think the Cowboys are just struggling offensively more than anything. I haven't been impressed with the passing game. The running game's been actually better than I would have expected.
I'll drink to that.
Out of Tampa tonight. I need a drink, and I will get one because we got a bunch of games to recap.
Guys,
By the way, once this game ends, we will recap all of Sunday's action. So stick with us.
Yep.
We'll go through each and every game today that occurred and dive in and talk about it.
A lot of interesting, a lot of good games, a lot of crazy games. Yep. So do not go anywhere. Hit that follow button if you have not already. My name is Chris. This is Scott. We are your host for the Action Lab.
I'm going to a code yellow. Yes, we must, football wife. It's just the rules. We'll do it when your Bengals win as well. Don't panic.
Spam code yellow in the chat. Make sure you guys get all of those code yellows out there for Scotty. Wow. I'm almost able to talk normal here, and I got like spicy gas bubbles going. Ooh, they're still coming, you know? And it's just, you just burp up fire. I feel like a dragon right now, where you just get that fire breathing, like, ooh, all right. Can we just say Cowboys and Packers are trash? Hey, G-Girl! Let's go! How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Hope you guys are having a fantastic night. Massive raid from G-Girl. Shout out to G-Girl. G-Girl is absolutely bringing it this NFL season. Hope you had a great stream, G-Girl. Shout out to G-Girl. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for In the Houser for the resub for 2 months. Guys, welcome. My name is Chris. Scott is taking a quick code yellow before he comes back. But, welcome in. I'm not subbed here, but subbed to her, but Gigi. Let's go. 10-hour stream today for G. That's a long day. Yeah, we just got Sunday Night Football here. It was a fun one. G-Girl, your boys. Your boys they competed today. Let's go. Tennessee stream. By the way, guys, again, if you guys are just joining us, again, my name is Chris. Scott E. will be right back. We are your host for the Action Lab, your Sunday Night Football hub. We're going to give you everything you need. We're going to be covering all of the rest of the early games, recapping our thoughts of everything that happened earlier on in the day. So make sure you guys are here for all of that. We have an injured Cowboy on the field here. By the way, guys, if you're new, also share who your team is and where you're from. We had a massive raid from G-Girl. Scotty.
G-Girl! Coming through. What's up, G-Girl? How was your stream today? Just a 100-hour stream on the first Sunday of football. G-Girl. Hi, Scotty. Congrats to G-Girl. Congrats to you. The G-Men coming through. Going for two at the end.
They got
Bold.
I love the call.
I liked it. Coming through and beating the Titans, who I do not like. So, well done. Hope you had a good stream, G-Girl. Thank you. And each of you that have joined us, I hope you join us for this terrible football game we're having to endure. And then we're going to dive in. We're going to dive in deep into each of these Sunday games and tell you our thoughts on them, which are, if you're me, they're probably terrible and you want to slap me. So that's a thing. Everyone wants to slap me today.
Kube, no, give her all that paint right now at Reckon LOL. What's up? How we do? Where is Tampa and Tom? Just curious. Tampa Bay and Tom.
Where are they? They're in Dallas right now.
I am a BUCS fan. Nicholas, what's up, Nicholas? How are we doing? I'm excited about the defense. The defense is looking pretty good. And, I mean, I think the defense getting some pressure up in the middle of, we saw a lot of that early on in the game. Realistically, this Cowboys offensive line is just bleeding right now.
I would say, and I'm not saying, I mean, the Bucs defense is proven, right? I mean, they've been there. They won a Super Bowl a couple years ago. Yep. Great team last year. So the defense is not a question mark by any means, but the Cowboys offense is the bigger question mark with the injuries they've had and losses on the offensive line, along with the wide receiver position where they basically have CeeDee Lamb and no one else. Like, no one else.
Guys, for everyone who's new, real quick, you guys can help us get a bingo tonight, potentially. So, with that being said, you guys can help with followers. If you guys want to hit that follow button, we can knock an X off the bingo square. Also, if you guys want, we're I think 7 followers away from knocking off the followers bingo square. There you go. Hey, there we go. COWBOY, let's go. And also, we are 7 subs away from knocking off that bingo square as well. Every time we get a bingo, guys, we will be gifting out a sub to the community. 5 subs. It's week 1. 5 subs to the community.
COWBOY, thanks for the follow. And COWBOY says, I'll follow, just know I'm not an asshole. Just to be clear, we accept follows even if you are an asshole.
It's true.
I'm on the stream and I'm an asshole.
It's true, yeah. We
accept everyone here.
We're shameless here, you know.
Yeah. If you're an asshole, go ahead and follow.
Let's go. The famous, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Equal opportunity leaders, right? Yeah, exactly.
That's what we do.
That's what we do here. So, guys, we are five follows away from knocking that one off the bingo board. 4 away. Sarcastic Guillotine, welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow.
Sarcastic Guillotine and I are going to get along. I might be a little sarcastic.
3 away. Nicholas, let's
go.
Guys, Sarcastic, Nicholas, all of you guys, I want to know who your favorite
Chris
players
is back, by the way. You guys missed. Chris just ate, like...
I just took this
hot sauces that left him... paralyzed almost.
Whoever watches hot ones, yeah. Hey, Jack down.
Thank you guys for all these follows.
Yeah. Let's go. Welcome. I think that's 1 more away. We are 1 away.
and a CD grab there that helps us with our 11 plus total receptions.
Ooh,
CD
did we get
finally comes through. No. No, we're only at 8, Chris.
We're only at 8. All right. But they're going to be throwing a lot here in this time. A lot of time. Time. Dallas trying to get going here. Chris, how did the bomb go? It did not go well for me.
It went great for me.
It went great for everyone else watching the stream. Not great for me, but hey, that's what happens when you do these challenges
He said several times, I'm about to pass out. And at that point, I'm like, well, just do it. Just pass out.
Ooh, and an incomplete pass there.
That was Noah? Was that Noah? I always get confused. Why do I always think CD's 85? Thank you, KB.
Yeah. Hauser always fun.
I don't know why I always think CD's 85, but you're right. That's not good.
CD's 88.
Noah Brown's their best player, apparently.
So Dak here in the shotgun, single back to the left, Zeke to his left, and then 3 wide right here. 2nd and 10, snaps, looks right, throws right, and it gets first down here. There we go. Nice. That gets about to midfield there.
It's theoretically a 2-score game here, Chris. We have 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions from a tie football game.
Anything is possible.
So we're going to hang here. And even if this game doesn't work out, we got all of Sunday's action we're going to cover, talk about each and every game. Your guys' team, if you throw it in the chat, we'll obviously talk positively about them as best we can, depending on what team you're a fan of. Hard to talk good about the Jets outside of, like, it's not your fault you had Flacco. You had Flacco.
Dak is actually on the sideline, maybe having some issues with his hand. They're kind of taking a look at his hand here. Backup quarterback is in.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Cooper Rush is so bad, Chris. Cooper Rush might be the worst backup quarterback in the league. I don't care that he just completed a pass. He's so bad, Chris. He's so bad.
Team trainer is currently looking at Dak's hand. Here's the replay of Dak and he gets just tangled up with the defensive player there. It just their hands collide and
Shaq Shaq Barrett there coming in. Now we have to watch Cooper Rush.
And Cooper Rush ends up overthrowing to the sideline.
Dallas' season might be over before it started, and that might make a lot of people happy. I'll be honest.
Oh my goodness.
But now you gotta go. You gotta go for it. Obviously,
if you're a Dallas fan, you're holding your breath right now. Like this is the first game of the season, and Dak's already on the sidelines, and it's not good.
Cooper Rush was literally called up to the active squad today, Chris. So now the new rule since COVID, you can call 2 guys up. So he and their kicker were on their practice squad, but no one wants to pick up Cooper Rush because he's trash. So they can throw him on the practice squad without fear that another team's going to grab him.
Ooh, and then pull out Rush here. Flag on the play.
No, that was offsides. That Barrett jumped.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He literally knew he did, and then he's looking over like, what? Are you crazy? Shaq Barrett jumped there.
Kube.
This makes it manageable. 4th and 1.
Where is Where's Zeke?
Dak's going to the locker room.
And also, Chairman, it says, well, here comes the Jimmy G trade to Dallas. Jimmy G, they brought him back to San Francisco. And
honestly, I don't know if San Francisco still has hate for Dallas in that way, where they're like, no, we will not send you to Dallas.
Okay, 4th and...
I mean, well, let's pump the brakes. Let's see what's wrong with Dak. But
all right, 4th and 1 here.
Roll out Cooper Rush.
Zeke moves to the left-hand side of Cooper. Looks left, throws left. Completion to Dalton Schultz. Schultz saves him here. So we have a first down. Cooper Rush, man. Flacco is still a Raven. He just plays for the Jets, says Joker. Jimmy G will be the next Niner starter before you know it, says Nicholas.
And Joker says that, and Flacco's played for like several other teams since the Ravens, and he's still a Raven. Apparently.
Airs it out, and there's nobody with.
Boy.
No. Here's the Cooper Rush show. There's also someone who was talking earlier in the chat. Reckoning, I believe. Oh no, yeah. Cooper Rush is not the worst backup. Brian Hoyer and Blaine Gabbert are.
Nope. I'd take both of those guys over Cooper Rush.
Jerry Jones will. Oh, by the way, Jerry Jones shown in the box. He just looks like he's sinking lower and lower into his chair as the minutes, like the seconds tick by.
Chris, I mean, it's pretty late. Jerry usually likes to fall asleep at an early hour at his age.
Yeah, it's true. You're not wrong there.
You gotta get a good rest, you know,
Mr. Boofus.
Before you evaluate NFL talent tomorrow when you have no qualifications to do so.
Mr. Boofus, did you see those Bears win? We'll get to all the Bears and all the other games coming up soon.
For the Bears, I have a coworker who's a huge Bears fan. So
Sarcastic asks, is Cooper Rush really that trash?
And then some.
And then some.
I promise you.
Look at this dude.
I promise you. I mean, look at that. He can't get sacked on 3rd and 5 there.
Come on, man.
Oh, man.
It's like if you had a quarterback who had no arm strength, with no capability to read, and had no ability to get outside the pocket with his feet, and wasn't overly accurate. That's how I would describe Cooper Rush.
Joker, I don't think Scott got what I was saying. What
were you saying?
What were you saying?
What did I miss?
Flacco is still a Raven. He just plays for the Jets.
Yeah, I'm saying he plays like he's playing so poorly because he's still in the Ravens squad.
Cooper Rush again. He gets dropped.
No, I think that was deflected. He floated a little too much. It was too late.
Cooper
Rush. It was
Rush.
a good thought, but this game is over. Chris, we had one touchdown in Sunday Night Football. This game is going to end 19-3.
Not looking great.
Difficult game to cover, Chris.
We had so many good.
Good thing you ate some hot sauces and stuff because, yikes!
Yeah. This has been. I mean, Dallas fans right now. Can you? I mean, Cowboys fans. Oof.
I'm not saying be upset if you're Tampa fans, but the offense didn't look great tonight.
Guys, also, for all you guys who are new, before you guys head out tonight, I want you guys to join in the chat Pick'em and Survivor exclamation point contest. We have our Survivor. You can't join Survivor though, right?
I think they can, Chris, because if you tie, you're allowed to advance. So they tied by not picking. They didn't lose, Chris. Technically, they didn't lose.
But Pick'em as well. Join in. It's not too late to join in our Pick'em. All of it is free.
Chris, no, I want to poll in the chat right now because there's a lot of more people that aren't involved in our I want to poll in the chat. If you are in a Survivor pool and your team ties, should you advance to the next week or not? I want put that in the chat.
Reckoning, can you throw that out there?
Can you get in that chat? If your team ties in a Survivor pool pick, should you advance to the next week or not? We'll go with whatever this result is, Chris. We'll go with whatever result. If they say yay or nay, I'll go with either side.
Kube, I feel like y'all are being over dramatic. Check it out, bro. It's the first game. Stop being so technical because it's moving on me. Because you have no idea WTF you are talking about. Ooh,
It's our job to be dramatic.
we kind of have to be on occasion, right? We have to. What's up, Wags? Wags says advance, so you got to vote.
Cube, we'll dive into many takes where I say it's only week 1. I promise you.
Yeah. No, and here's the thing.
No one should panic off week 1.
Yeah.
But there's concerning signs that if they continue, obviously, then you start to panic.
There are certain things that you see that you just, and again, going into the season, there are things that we kind of already discussed leading into this with like division picks and all these things of who we think are going to be good. Some might surprise us. Some we might be spot on, and teams should be worried, right? I mean, it's based off of your roster and your things that we were predicting going into the season. So there's a lot of factors that go into Dallas was barely a team that we even had making the playoffs. It was like our last team in. So they were already in trouble before this game. And now they're having some issues with quarterbacks' hands, and it's just not the best combination of shit.
I think Dallas will get better as they go because I think they have a good defense, and I think the offensive line will get better. And then you get some more receivers back, like Gallup and whatnot. So they'll get better. But maybe it's too late. I don't know. Chris, dominating poll. A lot of people feel right now it's 11-1. And I literally, Chris, I've been in a lot of Survivor pools. Not one of them have ever taken a tie as advancing. But everyone here feels passionately about it. So, okay, Chris. I bow down to the vote.
Sure.
All right, I guess we have to accept a tie as a success.
Casually Average says, sure, but you have to pick the underdog in the next matchup.
I mean, I don't like it. I don't. Yeah, it is what it is. Whatever. In my pay pool, all those people are eliminated. So, and I'm not even running that one. That's not my pool.
It's a bad matchup for Dallas. They will sneak in as a wild card. So I do have them as a wild card. I do have them as my last team in. It was between them. They're going to be
the only team to lose from the NFC East. Everyone says the NFC East sucks, and the Cowboys are the only team to lose today in the NFC East. On the other side, the AFC South, Chris.
It's only a game. Why you have
to be mad?
It's my job to be mad.
Kube is saying it's all negative. It's all negative, and but hey, well,
where's the positive? We got positive. Who's your team?
Yeah. If you're new to the chat, by the way, let us know who your team is so we can get to know you guys a little bit better. We always like to get to know you guys. So
it's no team. Kube has no team.
Oh, no team. Got it.
No, I know. I know we're not. I know you weren't referencing one team. I'm just saying, we're gonna be positive about a lot of teams tonight.
Oh yeah. We're getting into it. Saints fan says famous. What's up, Saints? I got the Saints doing some good things this year. if you want to be a caster. Here's the thing, Kube. This is a stream on Twitch, and we're just having some fun with some fun opinions and talking some sports, right?
Kube says we can't have a team. I'm gonna have a team, Kube. I'm gonna have a team.
Yeah.
I've lived my whole life with a team. I'm gonna have a team.
A tie advancement, suspiciously like a participation award, is sarcastic. Yeah, there's a little bit of that. He says, well, you've been trashing everyone.
Okay.
Well, look, Kube, hang out with us for a little bit. Wait till we get to our recaps here, and you'll hear some nice things being said. We'll say some nice things about some people. But
yes, I hate all 31 teams besides mine. Got it.
So we will be
Kube.
Yeah, stick around, Kube. We love to have you, man. Appreciate that. Colts are naturally going to be rusty with Ryan. They'll get a wild card. Squad, yeah, that's an interesting one too. For me, I mean, I have the Colts making the playoffs. I think that they have a really nice roster. They'll figure it out. So I think that
they've been bad. You look at Colts historically, week 1, they're always weirdly bad, and then they figure it out.
And then they figure it out, and then they're fine. Then they start getting on, a roll, and they get better quarterback with Matt Ryan. I like what they're doing there, but
and again, I meant to say this point. The AFC South made a historical moment this weekend. No one in the AFC South got a win, and 2 teams played each other, Chris. So the Texans and Colts are tied for first in the AFC South with a tie. And the other 2, the Titans and Jags, both lost. That's hard to do. That's hard to do, to not get a win in your division when 2 teams play each other. But they managed to do it. But that's probably me hating. I don't want to hate. I'm just pointing out. I'm pointing out facts. That was just a fact. That was an interesting fact, I thought.
Say something nice about Davis Mills. Davis Mills, he's a competitor, man. Davis Mills can compete, and we thought that he can actually be a decent quarterback this year for the Houston Texans. Like, long ass neck. Yeah.
I think Davis Mills is underrated. Like, is he the future of the Texans franchise? No, I don't think so. But is he better than what people give him credit for? I absolutely think so. I think the Texans win. I mean, they tied a Colts team today that everyone thinks is going to be really, really good. I know they fell apart in that fourth quarter to do so, but give me Davis Mills and the Texans to at least reach 5 or 6 wins this year, which with that roster, that's not your quarterback. That roster just needs a lot of work. It's not the quarterback's fault.
Yeah, there's some pieces there, but I liked how they competed in week 1. I didn't expect them to be in that position at the end of that game, and they were right there. I mean, they were in the lead. They had to lead the whole game. Again, we'll talk about that. They were up
17 in the fourth quarter, Chris.
They were playing well they were holding the Colts. I mean, what can you say? I mean, that's a good effort the first week. Say his last name first and sounds like Miles Davis. That's cool.
Yep. Yeah. And also a great neck.
Moon Princess says, Yeah, go ahead.
you do it.
Stop by on Wednesday night for Scotty's coming in hot segment. Ooh, Kube. If you want some fun, if you want some heat, you got to come in for that coming in hot segment.
But they're worried that I get negative too much, so maybe that's not the right segment because I usually just
we should have a
negative on this segment.
We should have a loving segment from Scotty A. Smith this time. Should we just have
that might help?
Maybe have a loving segment.
Instead of a coming in hot, I need to back it up and I just need to bring some love because I have a lot of love to go around. Chris, I'm a very loving, passive person in person. Like I'm actually an introvert. No one would believe that, but it's true.
So in the Hauser says, by the way, people can join the survivor pool, but they have to pick either Broncos or Seahawks to qualify for week 1. You're right.
Correct.
So again, join the contest. Join the contest. There you go. Pick them and survivor. By the way, pick them. You could join like week 4 if you want and still get enough wins potentially. to win a prize. We are giving away Action Lab merchandise from our store. So make sure you guys jump in and be a part of all of that fun competition. Also, join our Discord. Discord right there. Link is in the chat. We will also be able to talk to you guys. We had a lot of fun talking to everybody early on in the day with all the games going on. So make sure you guys pop into the Discord and say hello. Let's do it. 2-minute warning here says health. We are here. So Dallas still has the ball here. Cooper Rush snaps the ball, looks right, runs right, throws into the ground by the offensive lineman's feet.
Just sad venture here.
2nd and 10 here.
What do we got here? Scotty, I'm with you. Online and MVC, I'll talk your ear off. In real life, I hate talking to people. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at. I don't really talk to people in real life, Chris. It's a true story.
Looks like we're looking into an intentional grounding potentially here. The flag on the play.
Okay. I have a whole bone to pick with intentional grounding in general, but this has to be picked up. He was outside the pocket, wasn't he? Was he not? I guess I saw the very, very end of the play. Maybe he wasn't.
It is intentional grounding here, so they will call this one against Dallas.
Can you know what needs to be fixed with intentional grounding? Is literally quarterbacks now have like running backs that are like 3 yards in the middle of the field beyond the line of scrimmage, and they just throw it in the ground 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's like, well, it's within 10 yards, and it drives me nuts. Can we not have like literally like common sense to know like you literally just threw that in the ground to avoid a sack?
Why you have to be mad?
I have to be mad because the refs are the worst.
Yeah, this is just not an exciting end to this Sunday of football. But Cooper Rush stepping in and getting sacked here. So another 2nd and 23. That brings up 3rd down here. So 134 ticking off.
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. There we go.
It might be a better play for the Cowboys to punt here and hope for a muff punt. But thank you, Broncos. I'll take a drink.
We had plenty of awesome game earlier, though, says absolutely.
We had a ton. We're going to dive in. I mean, as Chris, we talked about earlier, the 11 a.m. games looked, offensively at least, in that first half, awful. And the second half, all those games outside of, I think, 2 came down to like, when I say the wire, I mean the wire. Like, they were fascinating football games. Super weird. Some of them great play, some of them not great play, but it doesn't matter because they were entertaining because they came down the wire, which means we're going to have a super competitive season of football. I hope, Chris, which is all I look for.
Yep.
I look for.
Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of
outside of when my Chiefs play. They were also in a competitive game, Chris.
For
like a quarter. Maybe a quarter.
Nicholas says the Lions-Eagles game with a ton of points. That was a wild one too.
I mean, that was a very entertaining game. For sure.
Who are the Cowboys looking at for first overall pick in the draft? Says Cuban.
I would. Well, if that's a real question, I'd take Will Anderson out of Alabama. That's an easy. You put Will Anderson and Micah Parsons on the same defense, and it's over. It's over for the offensive line.
Yeah, so they are exchanging pleasantries at the end of this game. Tom Brady gets his first win back this season after retiring, then unretiring, then coming back, and all the offseason issues. Did the BUCS look super spectacular? No, but they got enough done, and they held the Cowboys. And they got their defense looked good. Overall, Brady and the BUCS did what they had to do. That's a veteran team. Overall, they deserve to win this game. The Cowboys just didn't really have enough going on, especially, even before Cooper Rush entered the game, it was still slow going for the Cowboys. So, this was a tough one. I think the Cowboys do get back. It didn't seem that the injury to Dak was a bad one. I hope it's not.
It's his throwing hand / arm, so you never know.
You never know.
If it was his offhand, I'd be like, he would have been back in. Like, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But you never know when it's throwing hand / arm where that's at. Not that it mattered. It didn't make a difference in tonight's game. Dak wasn't good. Cooper Rush was obviously not good because he never would be, never has been. Tampa's defense played well. Wasn't a very fun game to call. Like literally, these two teams opened up on Thursday Night Football last year, Chris. Do you remember that game? That game was incredible.
It was insane.
It was back and forth. It was high scoring. It was like totally different. But this one didn't play. It was boring. It was a boring game.
Don't say anything at all about this game. Say something. I mean, it lacked the excitement from earlier on in the day. It was kind of maybe a slower way to end what was an insanely good football Sunday. I mean, again, the BUCS. Hey, they're defending champs, right? They're coming back. I mean, not from 2 years ago. They still have a lot to bring back. So, I mean, realistically, I think like they're going to be in the mix in the playoff picture. I mean, their division a little bit weaker, right? I mean, you have the Saints who are going to be the bigger challengers in the division and they have the Saints early on in the season that they have lost 4 straight to the Saints. So we'll see how they end up handling that game against a good defense.
Weird matchup against the Saints.
Yep.
People are like, well, Tampa Bay, and Nicholas makes good points. Tampa Bay's secondary was depleted last year. I wasn't talking about like the fact that, Tampa Bay's defense wasn't as good last year. It was more just like, it was just a more exciting game on that Thursday night. It was a little more offensive back and forth. This one, we saw 1 touchdown over 4 quarters. It's kind of, not the most exciting game. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Tampa didn't deserve to win or can't compete this year. Obviously they can and they will. I just mean it wasn't that exciting. I don't think people can argue that much, right? Am I hating when I said this wasn't an exciting game, Chris?
I mean, if you thought that this was an exhilarating game, I think, maybe you have a different expectation of what an exhilarating game is, but that's totally fine. You can totally have some people love slower games. That's fine, So either way,
Koubay, is Koubay calling me out again?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I missed it. I was actually gonna, since Reckoning said we didn't get a bingo. I can't not give out a sub at least. Let's give out a couple subs. Just it's week
just
1.
Give out 5, Chris.
Should we just give out 5? Let's do it.
Yeah, it's week 1. Thank you all for being here. Let's give out 5 subs. Let's have some good times.
Let's do it. We're gonna gift out 5 to the community, and we are going. We
almost always give a bingo, which would do that anyway. Let's blame the BUCS and Cowboys tonight.
Yeah,
it's their fault.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it out to Geek Mill, Langer Gaming, Rand Forsch, A. Schultz, and Mid Atlantic. Let's go. Gifted subs to the community. Enjoy all of those subs for you guys. So, we like to keep you guys, having fun. And when we don't get bingo, man, it feels bad. So let's hook you guys up a little bit. As a BUCS fan, we need that defense top 10 again to make that run. Plus, the offense was balanced today with a lot of rushing yards. But I think the offense is crazy good by week 6, says Nicholas. How do we not get a single bingo, says Jeremy? You're seriously.
I'll drink to that.
Koubay, why so combative, dude?
Hey, we're all having a good time, Koubay. We're all enjoying it.
I literally don't understand where you're coming from at all.
Let's dive in. Let's see. Dang, Brady's face looks like skinny AF. Can we donate the cost of a cup of coffee? Get him some food?
I mean, when he was gone for some weeks, it was family related, but was it more than that? Because he came back and it was like Skeletor. It looked weird, right? Like his face looked weird.
It didn't look. I mean, it was definitely It definitely wasn't like a normal filled out Tom Brady face. Not that it is what it is, but
I'm always surprised by celebrities that get work done, and people are like, everyone else I think in the world sees when you get work done, but celebrities don't see it somehow. And it's pretty obvious to me, Chris. Like, it looks bad every time. Just accept aging. It's a natural form of life. Like, you age.
Let's dive into all the games that took place earlier in the day.
Dude, you're close, man. I've literally never banned anyone, but you're close.
Come on, Kube. Let's just have a good time, man. Let's talk some
chill, dude.
Let's talk some games here. Chicago gets an insanely good win against the San Francisco 49ers that no one expected. San Francisco obviously having a lot of interesting pieces from a quarterback standpoint, a lot of interesting things moving, off season, end up sticking and moving on from Jimmy Garoppolo and sticking with Trey Lance. Now, I expected Trey Lance to maybe start out a little slower, but, I didn't think that they would struggle against the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears at home looked really good. Justin Fields, I thought Justin Fields was, decent in this game, and I thought he was, pretty effective for what they needed him to do, and there was enough to get a win against the San Francisco 49ers at home.
Yeah, I mean, this one was a downpour. It rained a lot. The field was in bad conditions. I'm not ready to give up on Trey Lance by any means.
No,
Trey Lance didn't play well. You said Justin Fields. Justin Fields was 8 of 17 for 121 yards. Trey Lance in his first start of the year, 13 of 28, 164 with a pick. Both had a pick. Justin Fields did have 2 touchdowns. This was an ugly game on an ugly field. I mean, my biggest issue was Bears, figure out your field. Your field is trash. I don't take too much away from this one. People that want to trash on Trey Lance, I'm like, look at Josh Allen. Look at Josh Allen when he started out. Josh Allen started, and he was very much a running quarterback, couldn't do a lot else. Well, for almost 2 years, he was kind of that way. And now he's the dude, right? He's the guy in the league. So I'm not going to... I like both these quarterbacks, quite frankly. The rosters... Am I surprised the 49ers lost this game? Of course. Congrats to the Bears. Do I think the Bears compete based off this performance? No. And Elijah Mitchell got hurt in this one. George Kittle missed the game because of a groin issue. So there was a lot of pieces that weren't in place for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, I'm not trashing Allen. Wreck. I'm done.
Hey,
I'm not trashing Allen.
No,
I literally said he's the dude.
Yeah, no. So, hey, Kube, let's just have some fun, and just enjoy the stream, enjoy hanging out with this man. Let's do it.
Rack, I'm done. I'm done. I don't need that anymore.
Kube, come on, man.
I've literally never thrown anyone out of our stream ever.
Scotty doesn't ever get like this,
ever.
And
we're a year and a half plus in, and I've never done it. Kube.
All right, so let's get back into this one. So yeah, I think 49ers 12 penalties were a big deal in this one, right? 12 penalties, 99 yards, and that was just not disciplined coming into the season as well. Deebo Samuel, 6-yard score. I mean, remember when Deebo was like, I want to be a receiver, and then all of a sudden he's starting to do running back plays again, Scotty? He's like, oh yeah, pay me like a receiver. So, it's just, for this one, I think it's a disappointing start to the season for San Francisco, but honestly, I think that they will ramp up as the season goes on. They have one of the most talented rosters, in my opinion, in the NFC. They're very good when they're healthy, and the wild card was Trey Lance. So if he can get better, oof, man, If he
he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine too. And so
he had some jitters.
This is one of those. Don't get too down on San Francisco. They're going to be in the mix, and it'll be just fine for San Francisco. But yeah, Bears get a nice win. Big ups to the Bears fans, Chicago. Let's go.
Let's go, Bears fans.
So, all right, next up, we got Bills and Rams. We kind of talked about this one a little bit. We're not going to spend a lot of time because we broke this one down after the Thursday night. But the Bills end up looking really, really good against the Rams. Moon Princess's boys got it done. And the Rams, I think, started out slow. I think this is going to be a similar instance of like what we just talked about with the San Francisco 49ers. I think that they will ramp up. They're too good of a team to not be, in the mix later on in the season. So not worried about the Rams. Bills are just a very, very good team and a very good conference. So don't need to spend a lot of time here. If you want to talk a little bit more Bills, throw your questions out, Bills or Rams, and we'll get those answered too.
I agree, but I'm a little more worried on the Rams than you are because it's a different situation. This is a team coming back from a Super Bowl, not starting a new quarterback. Chairman does make a good point going back to the Niners. The thing is, this was an NFC championship team. Why take a step back to change QBs unless they think this can be the guy this year, which seems doubtful. Maybe not, but they invested. Here's the reason. As a franchise, you're too proud. You invested, you traded up 2 different times in last year's draft to get into a position to take Trey Lance. You can't have a guy that you took and gave up that capital for sit for 2 years. You can't do it. And maybe he's raw this year, and maybe they are punting this year. But maybe that's a year where they recognize like Trey Lance has to grow. And maybe they just didn't feel they could win with Jimmy GQ, which is fair in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and I
mean, might make him worse this year, but in the long run, it might be the right call.
I think that's valid. Chairman, the thing is when the NFC championship, this was an NFC championship team. Why take a step back to change quarterbacks unless they think he can be the guy this year, which seems doubtful. Nicholas says the Bills look that good in the secondary without White. No White, no Wallace. Secondary is fine. Nicholas, White is one of the best in the league, and when he comes back, the league is in trouble, I think you want to say. Spend money on the rest of the team.
I would say the strength on the Bills is still... I know their defense is good. I'd still say the offense is better. The offense will carry them to a Super Bowl, not their defense, if they get that far.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense will play a role for sure. The defense is very good, but I think the offense is better. We saw that in the playoffs last year. The offense was very good, and they lost kind of because of their defense.
All right, next up, let's get into the recap for the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers. This was one of the insane games that just like was back and forth. And at the very end of this game came down to a field goal. York's 58-yard field goal lifts the Browns over the Panthers. Mayfield, his revenge is spoiled against his old team that he really wanted this one. Obviously, a lot of stuff in the news and the media earlier on in the week, and rightfully so. Like, he wants to take down this team. It didn't end up happening, but, realistically, I thought this was a fun game. Christian McCaffrey, he played. It didn't get hurt, so there's that. That's a good thing, right?
I mean, he had like 10 carries for like 30 yards, so he did score a touchdown. I'll give him that. I have him on like a couple fantasy teams, so I'm high on him.
Jacoby Brissett filled in for Deshaun Watson, completed. What was his? I had his.
Brissett was not great. He was 18 of 34, 7 yards. 34 attempts for 147 yards is pretty awful when you're looking at quarterback position. This game was like actually not even close. The Browns were blowing out the Panthers, and the Panthers put up 17 straight in the fourth quarter before the Browns kicked a game-winning field goal. Joker, did Baker play good in this game? No. They had 7 points going in the fourth. Like, the Carolina offense did nothing for almost 3 quarters in this game. They were an abomination. It's not like the Cleveland offense was good at any point. No, I mean, Baker was 16 to 27, 235, a touchdown pick. That actually looks better than how he actually played throughout, because he had some good stats in the fourth. Maybe that's momentum to move forward, because I was high on Baker, Chris. I was like, Baker changes scenery. I picked the Panthers in this game. I thought Baker was going to be better than people thought. He wasn't today, Chris. He was not today. Congrats to the Browns. The world, I mean, I think most of the world was cheering for the Panthers in this game, right? As they will to whoever's playing against the Browns this year.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a consensus. People, unless you're a Cleveland fan, you're probably shooting for the Panthers just based off of all the circumstances in the offseason. But yeah, no, this was a crazy one. Came down to the wire. I mean, I was watching this one on just the NFL Red Zone or whatever, and it was just, it came down to the very, very end, and just,
and all of a sudden kicks from like 55 plus, you're like, oh, this is a really long kick. I don't know if he'll have the distance. They make it now. Kickers now make it by like easily. It's not about distance, it's about accuracy. They make it easily. Cuban had a good question. Did you guys hear that when Isaiah McKenzie on Thursday night scored a TD, he did a gender reveal for his pregnant wife?
I did see that.
It wasn't for his wife. He corrected later. It was for his sister. Yeah. No, that was cool. That was very cool.
Super cool.
I don't know how you plan that out. What if he doesn't score a TD?
I wish
how do you do the reveal after?
I wish Chubb got a touchdown, but was nice fantasy points regardless. Wags, was the roughing the passer call on the last drive bogus? I heard someone on Carolina complaining about it. I
honestly didn't.
I didn't catch it, so I'll probably end up seeing it. It'll be probably all over the replays later on. So
I have the NFL Plus package. I'll try and run through as many games as I can. It's time sensitive though, so I don't know if I'll get to that game or not, but I didn't see it.
I think and everyone's on the board with you, Joker, when say I hope McCaffrey stays healthy. I hope everybody stays healthy. I hope all those guys that have missed a lot of time over the course of the last year and a half. You have a lot of people who are rooting for like Michael Thomas and McCaffrey and Henry and all these guys that are coming back off of injuries. So hopefully they all can stay healthy for them. But wait, what time?
Right.
What team?
Right. What team were you guys going for in this game or in general? In this game, I was just going for the Panthers because I'm disappointed in the Browns signing Deshaun Watson. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
In general, I go for the Chiefs.
The fake quarterbacks.
And Chris goes for the Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are our local teams here. Actually, Scotty lives in Colorado with me, but he is a Chiefs fan.
Cheer for a champion. I'm just kidding.
The fake QB spike into the actual spike was also a penalty they didn't call, says Intimidating Banana. Yeah, I have to go back and see some of that. Wow, how sad, says Garrity. So yeah, there we go. Panthers, Browns. Next up is your boys, the Chiefs and the Cardinals, and this one got out of hand fast. This one was it was a rough one. If you're a Cardinals fan, you didn't really have much to look forward to after second quarter, I think, is when things started ballooning a little bit more. So, obviously Kyler Murray getting that big contract extension in the offseason. There's a lot of stuff going on with contract extensions, and Lamar Jackson is basing, off of what these other quarterbacks are getting, including Murray and Wilson, but he was talking a little bit more about what the Watson thing was based off of what we just talked about in Cleveland. However, Kyler Murray, was his time to step up, right? And I think, he's going to be starting out slow. I think the Cardinals, didn't exactly have answers for Patrick Mahomes. 360 yards, 5 touchdowns, absolutely dominating. Pacheco, if you had Pacheco as one of your deep fantasy guys, 62 yards and a touchdown. He had a long carry of 22. Pretty damn good for a guy who's just coming into the league. Scotty, you called that, and I ended up, you convinced me to draft him deep in one of my leagues as well. He was on my bench, but who knows? Maybe
he'll get more and more touches throughout the year.
Now, there's a lot to go around. A lot of people. Hey, Clyde Edwards-Helaire had 2 receiving touchdowns. Kelsey had a receiving touchdown. So, yeah, it was pretty out of hand really fast. Breaking news.
What's the breaking news, Chris?
Dak. Oh well, according to Reckoning, I think
hand surgery.
What?
Hand surgery. That's quick to throw that. That's a
I
fast.
believe you, Rec. But why is Jerry Jones coming out and saying that already?
Hey,
Jerry. That girl Sid, thank you for the raid.
Welcome you for the raid, Sid.
Everyone.
Appreciate that.
Sid raid. Let's go.
Let's go. Get a shout out for
potentially
that girl, Sid.
That Dak Prescott is gonna get hand surgery and might be out a few weeks, per Jerry Jones, who again should not be commenting in any fashion tonight. He should just not be in an interview whatsoever. But Jerry's Jerry, so it is what it is.
Hope you had a great stream, Sid.
Yeah.
Hope it was great. Hope you guys welcome in. My name is Chris. This is Scott. We are your hosts for the Action Lab. And so, we are here live every Wednesday and Sunday. So make sure you guys hit that follow button that when we go live each and every single week. That sounds like breaking news. We'll take a look at that, Scotty, while we're going through the rest of these games from week 1. So,
we don't have to touch on this one much, Chris.
We can.
My team was much better, and not a lot needs to be said outside of a lot of times when the Chiefs were on offense today. I was like, man, I really missed Tyreek Hill. Like with Tyreek Hill, we might have scored 45 points today, Chris.
Well,
I don't know.
Look at the distribution here. For everyone who was questioning whether or not your boy Mahomes can spread the ball around, right? Kelsey had 9 targets. Juju Smith had 8 targets. Valdez-Scantling 4. Hardman 6. McKinnon 4. And then you had, Clyde Edwards-Helaire with 3. Like, everyone was getting looked at in this offense. And I think that's the one thing that Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes can just work mastery on is being able to get people involved. So, like, when you take away a guy that maybe gets, 11 targets, 12 targets with like a Tyreek Hill, well, now you have some targets to spread around a little bit. So, that...
And focus your coverage. Obviously, you're going to focus it on Kelsey, but he still had 121 today, Chris. Like, that's the guy you have to guard is Kelsey, and he led them in receiving with 120 yards, 21 yards. Mahomes 30 of 39, 360, and quite frankly, that was like all in 3 quarters. He could have done a lot more if they needed it in the 4th. That's how good this offense was today. It's week 1. We're back. I mean, the Chiefs are back on Thursday, Chris, in a big game against the Chargers. I'm not getting ahead of myself, but was I happy with today? Of course. Of course I was.
Reckoning,
but I'm not going to rub it in.
Thank you for the bits. Scotty is going to rush to see his favorite QB now, Cooper.
No, I will not ever rush to see Cooper Rush. Hate that man with the passion.
Lee, welcome in. First time. By the way, if you guys are new, let us know your favorite team and where you're from. We like to get to know each and every one of our Action Lab rats in the chat. So it sounds like Dolphins. We got to know. Someone else was asking about the Dolphins earlier, and hey,
I like that we finally have some Dolphins fans in here.
Yeah, it's good to have some Dolphins fans, especially they have an exciting team this year. They got a good new coach. I
think they're fun.
I think they're a lot of fun to watch. They have one of the best offenses in the NFL.
What's weird is I think Tyreek, maybe he doesn't put up the numbers, but I think he helps the Dolphins offense a lot more than he does the KC offense, if that makes sense. Regardless of numbers, I think he helps Tua more than he does Mahomes, right? Like, that makes sense to me. And I think Miami's going to be good. I picked them to make the playoffs, Chris. So I'm here for it.
And here's the thing. I mean, so we're getting, everyone's kind of popping in on the breaking news of Dak Prescott needing surgery. It's all over ESPN, it sounds like. Everything. So that's happening, which means all of a sudden Cuban's like, GQ, hey, Jimmy G, potentially the Cowboys, maybe make some moves. Who knows? But
I mean, Jerry's gonna get on the phones. He's not gonna get on a cell phone because he doesn't have one. He's just gonna get on like a rotary phone.
Jerry's the kind of guy that will go out and try to knock on some doors instantly. Like he's not a guy that will stick with what they have for very long.
He doesn't have years to waste, Chris. Right? He's not young.
And it might not be.
Can't waste a year.
Nicholas says not trading Jimmy G. Maybe it's not Jimmy G. Maybe it's somebody else. But
hey, I actually agree. I don't think the Niners moved Jimmy G.
So let me. So yeah,
and I don't know who else is out there that's a viable option. But Cooper Rush is awful. That's what I know.
Football wife. Well, he definitely was himself today. Somebody joked that he had gave him and said give him his appendix back. Devil Doc, Niners suck. Hey, we Devil Doc, another Devil Doc. What's up? What's going on? I don't know if there's another Devil Doc.
That's a different Devil Doc for sure. Good for you, Devil Doc. You have like a following.
Yeah, let's go.
Or maybe it's just random. There's the real Devil Doc just saying no.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's confusing. Get to a couple Devil Docs. Jerry Jones is a big problem for the boys, in my opinion, says Sid. I mean, he's very involved. Let's just put it that way.
I will say I'm less concerned with his personnel decisions his like draft decisions as I am with like hiring McCarthy as coach. I thought McCarthy was an awful hire at the time and is clearly an awful hire now. Like, it's such a bad hire. Such a bad hire.
Cowboys options: Drew Lock, Teddy Bridgewater, Huntley, Darnold. I mean,
I haven't gone through all the options. Maybe there's more out there, but it's not great.
Let's get on to
I think Bridgewater with that good offensive game plan could be okay, actually. See, I'm not saying he didn't get that in Denver. But Bridgewater would be a huge upgrade over Cooper Rush, though. Huge upgrade.
Jordan Love, says Nicholas. I mean, Jordan Love is not it, and you can tell.
No, Cowboys should take Jordan Love in a second. Take the upside. I think Jordan Love's. I'm not done on Jordan Love. He could be shit.
Okay,
absolutely. He most likely is, but there's still a window there.
As a Vikings fan, I got to watch McCarthy ruin multiple Super Bowl caliber Green Bay teams. I loved it.
Right.
Hey, yeah, Vikings look good today. We're gonna get to them in a little bit here. Yes, take Jordan Love, says Milwaukee's. See, by the way, let's get to this one here.
But Milwaukee, who does that leave you with when Rodgers is dead?
Colts and Texans tied today. Matt Ryan becomes the first quarterback to have his debut game result in a tie since Kyler Murray and the Cardinals did so back in 2019 when they tied with the Detroit Lions at 27 apiece. So this game was in control. I mean, the Houston Texans were in control
20-3 in the fourth.
And this one was just out of hand. I mean, for a while, I kept looking back at this game. Texans were up, kept piling on. And before you knew it, all of a sudden, fourth quarter rolls around, and it took a massive comeback for the Colts to get back tied up to 20. There was a weird scenario that I missed in this one because it wasn't televised locally here, and Red Zone wasn't really covering this game as frequently compared to, because the Pittsburgh game was going into overtime, and there were some other games that were super intense. So with this game, at one point the Colts had the ball, and then the Texans had it off a muffed punt. There was a muffed punt from Indy.
No, Chris, that was Gamecast broken. It was wrong.
Was it wrong? Because I was
was so wrong.
I was so confused.
They muffed the punt, but it was recovered by Indy. So it was totally wrong. Totally wrong.
I didn't have eyes on this game, so I was like confused for sure.
Yeah, no, it was very wrong. Because I was like, I just watched them recover it on a replay from like my red zone stream, but then they went away from the game, and Gamecast still had it as like 1st and goal from the 9 for the Texans. I was like, what?
I was like, what is that?
Girl, imagine tying with the Texans, and I would one up that. Imagine picking the Colts as your survivor team and tying the Texans and wanting to move on to next week.
I mean, there was a lot of folks in there.
Yeah, I mean, you look at this game, the Colts were awful for 3 quarters and then just dumped it on. Matt Ryan, I thought was going to be an upgrade. I still think he can be. I mean, I'm not worried about the Colts yet. And I think the Texans are better than what people think they are. However, the Colts should be very disappointed in this result. No doubt about it. As I go to a code yellow real quick, Chris.
Yeah. And again, there was plenty of opportunities. There was a missed field goal in the overtime that could have won it for Indianapolis that didn't end up going through. It was a 42-yard attempt that went wide right. So spam code yellow, by the way. Spam code yellow for Scotty as he's heading out for a quick second. But I mean, there were opportunities for the Indianapolis Colts in overtime that they just didn't capitalize on. So before you knew it, this game was winding down, and all of a sudden you have a tie week 1. It's like kissing your sister, right? I mean, pretty much it's like this. How underwhelming for both of these teams, especially for Indy. But I mean, you actually think it's decent outcome for Houston. It's not a bad outcome for Houston for them to be able to tie a good team like Indy. But division rival games week 1, always close. So I should have known better. I should have probably thought about this one a little bit closer, but Indy was the better team on paper. And so that's what a lot of people get caught up with a lot of times is, oh man, this team looks better on paper. And hey, don't sleep on this Texans team. Davis Mills can still get it done. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate that. Let's go. And that gives us another that bingo square off the board. Thank you so much.
Chris, how many follows did we get when I was gone? That could be a key contributor.
That was our 10th one. That was our 10th one. So
nice.
We got it knocked off the board. We hit our goal. Let's go. Let's see. To be honest, if you pick the Colts after seeing they're always losing their first week game, you deserve to lose, says Wags.
Yeah. Thank you, Wags.
Johnny Manziel sounds like a perfect option for Jerry Jones, says Nicholas.
Manziel did throw out if he had eligibility for Texas A&M, who lost to Appalachian State 17-14 this weekend as well. So Manziel's available for multiple squads, apparently.
Garrity, I picked San Francisco in Survivor. Oof,
Sorry.
That's a tough one, man. I mean, that's a tough one. Sorry to hear that. Condolences.
I didn't see them losing, but it's hard to pick a new quarterback in week 1 as well. Chris, I'm in 2 Survivor leagues. I took Baltimore in both just because of Flacco. I'm like, week 1, you never know. You never know. I've lost in week 1 too many times. So I'm like, I'm going to bet against Flacco. And sure enough, Chris, it worked real well. Because Baltimore didn't even play well, Chris. And Flacco still was Flacco. This was a crazy, entertaining game, by the way.
Yeah. So Lions and Eagles. And this was all over the place too, in the sense that the Eagles the Eagles came out quick. So Detroit came out first off and got the first points on the board, 7-0. We're like, oh man, Detroit's looking good, right off the bat. Then you have a Philadelphia 24-point second quarter, and then Detroit scored. So it was 14-24 at halftime. Another 14 points for Philly in the third, and then they get shut out in the fourth quarter by Detroit. Detroit ends up making a 14-point fourth quarter to make this close, to make it a 3-point game here, which Detroit played a lot of close games last year. Like they did well. They competed. I mean, anytime you're playing this Detroit team, you always got to have your head on a swivel, right? Jared Goff wasn't very good in this one. 215 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 49.7 QBR. Then you had Jalen Hurts. Wasn't great throwing the ball at all, but he was doing it a little bit more with he got a touchdown with his legs. Miles Sanders had a nice comeback after being injured a lot last year. And then, I think the offense, AJ Brown, 155 yards receiving, Goddard 60 yards on 4 targets, 3 receptions. So, yeah, I mean, I think this was overall. I had Eagles -4. They won by 3, so they didn't cover. So just
pointing out how close you were.
Just a little bit off there. I mean,
I'm sorry. Was it a win or loss, Chris? Did you win that bet or did you lose that bet?
it was exactly what I thought would happen.
Would you have paid out? Would you have got paid out better if they lost by 100 or by 4?
I mean, either
Or
way,
by 3. I'm sorry.
it's the close ones that eat at you. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So
I got you.
But yeah, Swift had a massive game, 144 yards on the ground for Detroit.
144 on 15 carries
Is
Chris.
really
he
good.
almost averaged 10 yards a carry with a touchdown. That's wild. Like, I mean, the Eagles could not be stopped on offense. I know you said they didn't have a great passing game, but it didn't matter. It was consistent. It was good enough. But damn, did the Lions have opportunities here? They couldn't tackle at the end, which closed out the last drive of the game where the Eagles should have punted and the Lions get the ball back down 3, which would have made it super fun. But AJ Brown in his debut for the Eagles, 10 catches, 155 yards, showed up in a big way on 13 targets, absolutely dominated. Devontae Smith literally had 0 catches and 0 yards on 4 targets in this game. So AJ Brown was clearly a necessity for the Eagles in this offseason. Big upgrade there. And we saw the vice versa of that with the Titans and what happened to their offense in a game they controlled for a long time but lost. Devil Doc, the other Devil Doc, the doppelganger Devil
Let's
Doc,
go.
gives us a follow. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that.
Either
Welcome,
way, Chris,
welcome.
I'm happy with this one because I had the Lions +4 in my pick of the week, and I'm in a wins pool, which is a pool I'm in where it doesn't matter, but I have the Eagles. So this literally worked out perfectly for me.
There you go.
Eagles won and the Lions covered.
We're
Couldn't
both
have asked for better.
let's see, Double Doc. We're both FMF U.S. Navy Corps. Nice. Well, thank you for appreciate your service. Let's go. Thank you so much for the love and thank you for everything you do for us, right? Like, that's incredible. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Lions did well for you today, Scotty. What else do we have here? Smith screwed me in fantasy, says Reckoning. I have a league with JJ, Swift, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Cooper Kupp, says Bo. Boner James. I just the whole name, if you read it out, there you go. I just love it. I have 45 points, more points than anyone else in this league, and still have Penny tomorrow.
Real quick, as we're talking about fantasy football, Chris,
Diacola gifting at herself to Devil Doc Balls.
Thank you,
there you go.
Diacola.
Appreciate that. There you go.
Despite her thinking I was angry, still gifting out subs to people. Thank you, Diacola.
Enjoy all the new emotes and everything else, guys. By the way, if you don't know, you can have a walk-in sound when you first come in. Go to our about section, and I think it's called Blurp, and you can create your own. If you're a subscriber to the channel, you can create your own walk-in sound effect. So every time you enter our stream, it plays. So there you go. Just kind of like a walk-in when you're a baseball player, and it's exactly the same thing.
Chairman said, how many subs for the bingo card? I would say, I don't know, 8 more we need for the bingo card, Chris. I'm making this up as we go. Just chill out. G-Girl, would you trust CEH before today? Asking Squand, not even us. The reason you can trust CEH moving forward is the Chiefs apparently will score a touchdown on almost every possession moving forward. That's why you can rely on guys like CEH moving forward, because that's what they do. They just score touchdowns. Literally, Mahomes might have broke his hand today, and he still put up that number. So I don't know.
Let's get into the Giants Titans. Just G Girl, obviously, she's having a nice fun day with the Giants. So the Giants,
I'm thrilled with this result.
Oh my goodness, the Giants were a roller coaster today. I was watching some of the end of this game where, Danny Dimes threw an interception, late in this game, and it was like, oh, that's it. There's no shot that he's going to be able to come back after that late interception towards the end zone. They were in the red zone, and it was like, man. Like, there goes that opportunity. End up getting another one. End up coming down and getting a touchdown. They were down 13-20. Score and go for the 2 points, which is one of the more fun outcomes of this because, I was literally at somewhere picking up some food, watching the game I was at B-Dubs getting some wings because I gotta get wings on first.
You don't say.
Yeah.
Why didn't you coat some of those wings in the sauce instead of eating nuggets tonight?
Because I wanted my wings to taste better than these sauces, and I don't want to. I just
Fair enough.
And so I saw this live, and there was a Giants fan with a Saquon Barkley jersey sitting there, and I watched that last play with him, and the pure joy. The pure joy of that man just got me excited for the New York Giants moving forward. He was so excited and so joyful. And I was like, I don't know how many times I've seen a Giants fan get that excited. So congratulations to the Giants. The gamble paid off at the very end of this game, and they did it. I
am literally looking at this. So I was driving home from work. I did have to work some today, Chris, at the conclusion of this game. And I'm just learning that Tennessee missed a field goal at the end of the game to win it. Like a 40
I'm going to take a code yellow by the way.
Yeah. Spam in the chat if you guys can. Code yellow for Chris. He's made it 2.5+ hours without a code yellow. So props to him. I've gone twice, guys. I don't know how he did it. So spam code yellow in the chat. Let's go. This game, Saquon Barkley. Is he back, G-Girl? G-Girl? Is Saquon back? Saquon had a monster game, guys. We're talking 18 carries, 164 yards, and a touch. 6 catches for 30 yards. Almost 200 yards of offense on Saquon alone. That was their offense. Daniel Jones threw for 188 yards, and Saquon rushed for 164. What are we doing here? Daniel Jones, correct me if I'm wrong, G-Girl. Yeah, she's like, he's back. I think Saquon's back, but what do we do about Danny Dimes? Are we all in on Danny Dimes? Are we all out on Danny Dimes? Give me a Giants perspective, G-Girl, because I don't know. We're not on the East Coast. We're not on the New York frame of reference. I know how my thoughts are, and most people's probably, but I love Saquon. I have Saquon on one of my fantasy teams. I was high on him, excited to see it. Love the ball, going aggressive, taking that 2-point conversion, and getting it and beating the Titans in a game that no one had the Giants winning. So if you're the Titans, you regroup a little bit. Listen, you gave away AJ Brown. It's one of the more perplexing things I've ever seen in an offseason. I've been, if you watched the streams last year, I was all on AJ Brown. I was all on board with AJ Brown. Love AJ Brown as a wide receiver. Thought he was so underrated. And the Titans just gave him up because they didn't want to pay him. And now you're left with Derrick Henry and what at wide receiver with Ryan Tannehill. It's not good enough. Titans were up 13-0 in this game. But man, it just was not good enough. I'm happy for the Giants. I'm happy for Giants fans. Yes. Titans fans, I'm not worried about. The Titans win games they have no business winning all the time. So losing one like that, good for them. I think the Titans, I've said the Titans were in trouble going into this year after getting the number 1 seed in the AFC last year. This proves it. Do I think the Giants are a huge factor? Got to get that passing game going a little better for me to believe in that. But huge win. Huge win. Let's celebrate that.
I'm here for it. And I'm super excited. Like I said, I hope Saquon, I hope Christian McCaffrey, I hope, all these guys can get through a season. Like, I'm just like, football's better when these guys are healthy, like realistically. So let's keep them healthy. I'd love to see how these guys compete moving forward with everybody. And they're pivotal parts of the offense, right? Titans will probably still win that division because it's terrible. I don't trust the Colts.
Very well could.
Could. You're not wrong.
It's a bad division. No doubt about it.
Jags and Texans are terrible. Yeah. So, but even the Texans, again, don't sleep on the Texans. Speaking of the Jags, good segue into the Jags here. Now, Jags had their moments in this one, but Commanders end up taking this one 28-22. So, hey, Canada Relief, how you been? Welcome in. Who's winning the Titans division? Texans? Says Canada Relief.
No, it'll be Colts or Titans, although the Jags, as we're about to dive into, gave away today's game.
They did.
Absolutely. They just don't know how to win games yet.
And the Jags, after they were down at halftime 14-3. Then they scored 9 coming out in the third quarter. And, it's like, okay, they're turning this thing around a little bit. So 10 points in the fourth quarter, but then it ended up giving the last touchdown, the last couple touchdowns, 14 points total for Washington in the fourth quarter. And they just ended up just running out of gas. So, Carson Wentz went to the sideline after throwing interceptions in consecutive plays, stomped on the ground, looked at Coach Ron Rivera. Really? Like, Carson Wentz? Come on, man. Come on. So, Carson Wentz has a lot to work out here. Didn't look super great on those drives there, but Washington Commanders. So I was about to say Washington football team. Whatever they call themselves nowadays, end up getting a nice win. Curtis Samuel showed early why the Commanders signed him to a $34.5 million 3-year contract in 2021. 8 passes, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Also ran 4 times for 17 yards. But yeah, also, Trayvon Walker became the first rookie since TJ Watt in 2017 to have an interception and a sack in his first NFL debut. So, big ups to Trayvon Walker in this one.
The Jags, in my estimation, were the better team in this game. They're just not ready to know how to win. They're not. Both teams put up a lot of yards. They were both roughly around 390, but the Jags had ample opportunities to score in the first half where they put up no points with goal to go and gave it away. They had a wide open on their first drive in that area. Travis Etienne in the back of the end zone, wide open. Trevor Lawrence missed him. On a 4th and goal later on in the game, they dumped it off to Travis Etienne where maybe he scores, maybe he doesn't. He drops it. So many missed opportunities, honestly, with the Jags.
Hey, Fireball.
Thank you, Fireball.
Shout out to Fireball. Hope you had a great stream. Let's go. Welcome in.
What's going on? As we're diving into each and every game, we're not even through the thick of it yet, but the Commanders played, Wentz, as I said early on our stream, there was a point in today's real life world, Chris, where there were 2 touchdown passes in the NFL, and both of them were Carson Wentz. Both of them were Carson Wentz. That was a real life stat at one point today. No one else at that point had thrown a touchdown. Congrats to Carson. I'm not a big Carson Wentz guy. I'm not high on him moving forward. I think the Jags moving forward have more upside than the Commanders, but congrats to the Commanders. The NFC East, who everyone says is weak, 3-1 today. Obviously the Cowboys lost tonight, but you got the Giants, Commanders, and Eagles, as we've all covered, winning today.
It's a nice start. You just missed the Eagles breakdown. Heck, well, I'll view the VOD then. There you go. Yeah, if you miss out on any of our show, You can catch us either on the VOD or you can catch us going through everything on our podcast. You get exclamation point podcast in the chat. You get it on any one of your favorite podcast platforms. That's Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Amazon, you name it. It's all on all of those different areas for, just jump in and give us a little follow, download a couple shows. Hey, we have a lot of old predictions that you can check out for, preseason. So go check those out too. Those are all pretty fun.
Let us know how wrong they are.
Devil Doc, how about them Cowboys? There you go. Says Devil Doc.
Wasn't pretty.
All right. A game that I was looking forward to all week. This was a game that was probably one of my favorite games to look forward to. And it was this one, the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Now, we've had a lot of hype around Minnesota. I know Milwaukee's is all about his boys, and they had the drop pass. He's been talking about the drop pass at the beginning of the game. I think there's a lot of other things that went wrong in this for the Green Bay Packers. However, Aaron Rodgers in this one had thrown 38 touchdowns without an interception against the NFC North since the start of 2020 entering the day. It was the most consecutive touchdowns without an interception division games in NFL history. But, I mean, he started out 2 quick interceptions in this one and ended up just, I mean, I think all of this started unraveling. And now there were some miscommunications, timing with the receivers. There was a lot of that. And I think that's just what the Green Bay Packers just bought into this season. I think that's a big thing that we were going to question whether or not, if Aaron Rodgers can do what your boy did, Mahomes, and be able to elevate the people and the receivers around him, regardless of who they are and what the names on the back of the jerseys are. And it was just a tough one for Aaron Rodgers to get rolling in this one. The Vikings, we've been high on their defense. They got a lot of pressure on Aaron Rodgers.
I was high on their team. Yeah. Not their defense.
Well, and they got a couple pass rushers.
Their edge rushers I like. Outside of that, I'm not high.
But I thought they made Rodgers uncomfortable. And then on the other side, you got flip side with Jefferson going absolutely crazy on this. Like Jefferson has 5 career games with 150 yards. The only player with 150 yard receiving games at the age of 23 or younger in NFL history was Randy Moss. He had 6. It's a pretty good and hey, Minnesota boy, right? Both played for Minnesota, both pretty good receivers. So pretty stout game. Jefferson is a future in this league. He's the future of the league when it comes to wide receivers. He's absolutely entertaining to watch. He is incredible. So I chose in our Pick'em league, I picked Vikings to win this game, and they ended up doing it pretty handily here, 23-7.
Chris, we both picked the Vikings to win the NFC North this year. Correct. So I said on our Wednesday show, I'm like, this is kind of as close to a must-win week 1 as we could have as far as winning a division. You can't lose at home to the Packers and then expect our pick, the Vikings, to win the division after that. So, am I dead on the Packers yet? No. As I said earlier on our stream, they lost by about $1 million last year, week 1 to the Saints.
Yep.
And then they were the number 1 seed in the NFC. So, is there a cause for concern? Yeah, we saw a Packers team struggle offensively, and we saw Devontae Adams absolutely show up and show out for the Raiders. 10 catches, like 100 plus yards and a touchdown. Right? So, is there concern? Yes. Am I throwing them to the wolves? Absolutely not. I'm not there yet. For the Vikings, I love the Vikings offense moving forward. We ranked the Packers as like a top. We ranked them 1 or 2. I'm
number 1.
To remember for sure.
Number 1.
Yeah. So the Packers to put up 23 on this defense. Like, I think the Vikings defense, more so than their offense, more so than their defense, is going to be really, really good. I like the pass rushers. I'm a little surprised the Packers weren't able to take more advantage of the back 7 with the Vikings, who I don't trust a lot. But the offense with the Vikings, Kirk Cousins with a good offensive line, and you have Justin Jefferson, you have Adam Thielen, you have the number 3, you have Dalvin Cook. Like, there's so many weapons there. Like, and Justin Jefferson put up a game. Like, he went out and said, I'm the number 1 wide receiver in the NFL. And
He took advantage. It's
hard to argue. That, like, right now, he should be like number 1 pick in the fantasy draft, Chris. I know you took him in a couple leagues, so you should be thrilled about that.
I'm stoked. Yes.
Ultimately, Vikings did what they had to do today. If they want hope in this division, they had to win today. They took care of business. Does this finish it? No. There's 16 more games to go. But Vikings look good today, Chris.
Well,
very, very good.
And if there's one guy that you don't want to make upset 2 weeks in a row, it's Aaron Rodgers, a guy that, you know, he's gonna be upset. He's gonna this week in practice. You better believe he's going to be making people accountable, and whether that's the coaching staff or whether that's the people around him. I mean, Milwaukee's best says no Bakhtiari, no Jenkins, wide receiver 1, Lazard is out. So, you know, you're missing some guys, right?
You haven't had Bakhtiari for like a year and a half, it feels like, though. Christian Watson dropped a for sure touchdown on a deep pass. Their rookie they drafted in the second round had a wide open, great like perfect pass from Rodgers in his pocket, dropped it. Rodgers just texted me RELAX. That's probably what Rodgers is saying, as he should say at this point. But
yeah, no, I think Squand is onto something here, where it's like
Squand. I didn't know the Packers. When they play the Bears, they always win by 1,000,000 points. Chris, it's just by rule. I haven't seen a game between the Packers and Bears where you can't bet on the Packers and win.
The Bears
literally win.
The Bears are coming off of today's win against San Francisco, like on top of the world. And then they go to see the box score of the other scores of the games, and they see what happened to the Packers, and they're like, oh. Like the tidal wave is just coming over the horizon. The tsunami of the Green Bay Packers rolling into the, you know, like just crushing them the next week, knowing they're going to unload all their frustrations on the Bears. Ooh. If you're a Bears fan, you're like, no.
He said last year he owns the Bears. The Bears should take that personally, but I just don't know if they have the talent to do it, Chris. They won against a Niners team that beat the Packers last year, but I don't think the Bears are very good. I'm going to be very honest, Chris. I don't think the Bears are very good, especially offensively.
Well, this will be...
It's a dumpster fire.
I want to see how the Packers rebound. I think they should. And then I want to see how the Vikings can maintain this, continuously throughout the course of the season, because they have a really good shot to, make it. I have them going to the NFC Championship.
You do. But we both look brilliant for picking them right now to win the NFC North, because no one else was doing that, Chris. Everyone was still picking the Packers.
Let's go.
We both picked the Packers to still make the playoffs, but we picked Vikings to win that NFC North, which no one else is doing out there. And it looks smart after 1 week.
Yeah.
It could look really dumb after 10 weeks, to be fair.
Let's move on to the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins have kind of, done some work against the Patriots. Now, Patriots went down a day early and we're like trying to get settled in because they don't typically do that. That was my first red flag of this week. I was like, when you have Bill Belichick doing something, he's a very disciplined guy and he sticks to his ways. When he's doing stuff out of the ordinary, you got him rattled a little bit, or he's not sold on what's happening in New England. So, I mean, he's got weird things with his coaching staff. We talked a lot about that. And, New England Patriots are currently, they're not in a great place in this division. By the way, that at halftime, it was the second largest deficit the Patriots have faced in a season opener under Bill Belichick. Lost 31-0 to the Bills in 2003 is the last time they had a larger deficit.
Really?
So
not including playoffs because they were getting blown out by the Bills last year.
These are season openers.
Okay.
These are
season openers.
These are season openers. Yeah. So early on, but I just and Football Wife makes a point here. The Patriots dynasty is over. There was a hot take in one of the podcasts. I listened to one of the hot takes in the podcast. One of these, like, they do these take, where they just throw out crazy things. And one of them was Bill Belichick won't make the playoffs ever again. Like, that was one of the crazy hot takes. And I don't know, in this division, it's tough.
I don't think that's crazy hot. Like, how long is he going to go for? I think he's the oldest coach in the league right now, Chris. Like, he's old. And if he's not winning...
Pete Carroll's old, too.
Oh, you're right. Pete is the oldest. But I think Belichick's probably number 2.
Yeah.
And if he's not winning, what are you sticking around for?
Well, and you're looking up at an improved Dolphins team. You're looking up at the Bills.
Bills and Dolphins better. Jets maybe will get better at some point. Jets are bad. Jets are still bad.
Squan says Patriots always lose in Miami, but they did look pretty bad on offense.
I knew. Chris, just to be clear, if you didn't see this game, the Patriots touchdown was after a awful illegal contact call. So the Patriots should have scored 0. And when I remember us drafting our fantasy leagues, you really, really questioned me drafting the Dolphins as my defense.
Well, Dolphins still have to play some better offenses throughout the course of the season.
No. When you draft a defense, you're looking at week 1, maybe week 2, and nothing further. And if you're doing further, you're wrong. You're drafting your defense too early.
Well, you're drafting a defense that you like a Saints defense or like a Packers defense, hoping that you stick with them for a little bit. But
it's idiotic. I was right. You were wrong. That's all I'm looking for, Chris.
Well,
you literally were like, I don't get why you picked the Dolphins. I was like, because they're playing the Patriots week 1. That's why I picked the Dolphins defense.
They did well.
Guess what? It was actually a shutout without a bad officiating call.
That's crazy. That's not crazy at all. He will probably retire soon. Patriots always lose got that one. Here's some fun trivia. The year when the Bills beat the Patriots 31-0, what was the score of the second Bills-Pats game?
I Squand already got it.
Oh, 31. Oh.
31-0.
No.
That was in our Discord this week. Scotty Nice Herd.
Beard. The beard's coming in nice. Chris,
can you just clarify for people? It's actually a lot thicker.
It is.
Person.
You're not wrong.
It doesn't show up on the screen.
No, it's definitely you got some grizzly going, man. I love it. I think that you're maintaining it well. Maybe get it. We can get you. You can borrow some of my beard oil. You could throw it in there and just rub it in.
I have beard oil.
Oh, you got some? Okay.
Yeah.
That stuff's not cheap, by the way. It's good though.
To me from a coworker.
Boom.
I'm using it. It works.
Squan says both beards are very sexy. I appreciate that, Squan. Thank you so much.
My man. I just maybe I need to get it darker around here because it's a light beard, but it's actually. My own brother showed up yesterday and was like, I didn't think you could grow something like that. Like it's actually like a real beard. It's not great, but it's a real beard.
No.
I'll take it.
I'm a real boy. Yeah. It's looking good, man. I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're throwing it out there, and I think everyone else, all the lab rat community is too. Scott, bro code, don't ask another man to talk about thickness.
And I won't, because this isn't thick. Elsewhere, we don't talk about it.
Come on,
man. This is a sports kids stream. It's a family show. Right?
We keep things very, very,
Squan says both beards are very sexy.
Yeah.
So
yeah. See?
take it.
Let's get to the AFC West showdown between the Chargers and the Raiders. Now, this one, it felt like, and this was also a game where Keenan Allen got knocked out. I think he got a little bit of an injury here. But
Hamstring.
Hamstring, but which is not good.
So
remember when I told you, Scotty, about the depth at wide receiver, like Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, if they have troubles, like how are they going to get, into
Palmer? No, I love Palmer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I was just talking about the depth, can Herbert, get things rolling with other guys, and he was able to. He was able to get Justin. Also, by the way, recorded his 14th career game with 3+ touchdown passes. Trails only Patrick Mahomes with 17, Kurt Warner 16, and Dan Marino 15 for most such games within a player's first 35 career games. So he's on a list with some great names right there, but they were able to get the win here, and the Raiders tried to battle back in this one. This one, Derek Carr was trying to be able. He's trying to get that ball rolling, and a lot of pressure from the. He did get a little bit of pressure from those defensive ends and of the Chargers. So got a couple sacks late, couldn't complete some of the passes late, and ended up falling a little short in this one. Chargers just a little too much. I think we both had the Chargers winning this game, but Justin Herbert played well. I was wanting to see him play, this consistency throughout the course of the season. So I think, if he can keep doing this, he's going to be a force in this division for sure.
I don't have a lot of question marks with Herbert. I know he's lost games, but he's really good. He's good. He put there was a rollout on a third down where he pinpointed a pass to their number 3 wideout who caught it for a touchdown. It was next level. Herbert is, when you talk about talent in the league, he's top 3 in the league for me. That's how high I think of Herbert. Raiders played all right in this game. They moved the ball as well. There were turnovers. It didn't seem as seamless. And the Chargers were in control. This was they were ahead for 2+ scores for most of this game before the Raiders scored. But the Raiders got the ball back with a chance, down 5 with plenty of time where they could have scored. Couldn't get it done. I thought this would be a really entertaining matchup. I would have guessed it was a little higher scoring than this, so props to both these defenses. But it was still an entertaining game that came down to the wire. Raiders had a shot on 3rd and 4th down where they lost it. I think Carr fumbled it on 3rd and 4th down. They recovered it on 3rd, and then on 4th down he fumbled again, but they recovered it, which was meaningless because on 4th down, you don't get a 5th down, Chris, by rule. But entertaining game. Both these teams look good in a competitive AFC West as we move forward. Chargers Chargers play my Chiefs Thursday night, Chris. That's a few nights from now. So it'll be a really interesting. Keenan Allen, you talked about being hurt, but Chiefs had actually quite a few injuries today as well that I'm concerned about. And I think all those players will miss outside of Mahomes, who maybe broke his left wrist. Everyone else will be out, including Trent McDuffie, our number 1 first round top pick in the first round cornerback. Looks like he had a hamstring injury that will leave him out for a while.
Real quick, a couple other things to note from the box score. I do want to get to the chat. There's a couple things I want to get to, but real quick, before I do, there's a couple box score items. Remember when I said Josh McDaniels doesn't like to run the ball very often? They were behind a little bit in this game, so you can't always go with the run, but Josh Jacobs, 10 carries, 57 yards, and the backup, 3 carries for 5. Also, Devontae Adams had 17 targets today 141 yards, 1 touchdown. Massive debut for him for the Vegas Raiders. Darren Waller, 79 yards on 6 targets. Spreading the ball around, speaking of, the Chargers spread the ball around. Herbert targeted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys with at least 4 targets. So spreading the ball around quite a bit there. And he's trying to get a lot of people involved. I like that as well. One thing I got in the chat, JK, where was that? JK mentioned, where was it?
We got to catch up on a lot.
We have to catch up on a lot. JK said there was a burned car. The Dolphins, someone left the grill on. And
I did not see that. I read that, but like
what? Someone left the grill on at the Dolphins game and completely burned 8 cars. Like what? Like how? Oh man, that's brutal.
Yikes!
Was it? And Cuban says, was it X Factor from the Chiefs supporting his new team?
Maybe he followed Tyreek.
Roger.
Hey, Human Juke, 300 bits. Here's to opening weekend. Let's go. Human
almost
Juke.
Next level. Almost not human.
Hey, man. Appreciate the love. Guys, Rick, can we get a shout out for Human Juke? Guys, if you guys want to just chill and vibe out to some fun music content on Twitch, go check out Human Juke. He is fantastic. He is a great.
Literally the best. We'll get him in for. He's a Bills fan, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna get him some.
We're gonna get him in here when a Bills game is on like Sunday night, and we're gonna have a incredible time with Human Juke.
Maybe we have him play some songs and stuff. We have some fun with it. I mean, you have the voice. He has a voice.
That's better than us talking, Chris. Anytime Human Juke is playing an instrument or singing, it's better than us doing anything. So
go give him a follow,
I'm
guys.
on board for that.
Go give him a follow. You won't regret it. Let's get into this Baltimore Jets game. We won't spend a lot of time here, but
Rick did say Human Juke, Scotty A. Smith duo.
Let's go.
Maybe.
We
can hash that out. Human.
Yeah.
Juke.
Yeah, we can make that happen. Prime time. Let's go. Let's see. Oh my gosh, that picture of Joe Flacco. He looks like he's 75 years old.
So. I mean, I've used a fake picture of Brady, but that's a real life photo.
It's a real life photo.
That's a guy that's starting at quarterback for a team.
The way you say that. So Lamar Jackson, he's betting on himself this year because obviously he wanted a contract closer to Watson's guaranteed money. Did not get it because he had a contract on the table that he said no to that was better than Wilson's and better than Kyler Murray's for guaranteed money. He was like, no, I want that Deshaun Watson money. So he said no. I think it was like I can't remember. It was 179 million or something.
It was over. It was way short of Deshaun Watson's, which is what everyone has to compare it to now. But it was over the recent one. So it was a fair offer, in my opinion. And I actually think Lamar Jackson's going to regret it. He does not have an agent, by the way, Chris. He is, to my knowledge, representing himself, but also following the advisement of the NFLPA advisement committee. So I don't know. You know me and Lamar. I'm not that high on Lamar, so I think he should have taken it.
Jackson, but yeah,
I think him not taking it might be the best thing that happened to Baltimore. Potentially, they could still resign him, and I still think they would. But should they? Not in my mind. I'd let Lamar walk. Well, I wouldn't want him to walk. I'd like to get some like value for him, right? Like some picks or whatever. But
JK says
I wouldn't keep Lamar. He's just not my guy.
JK says Duvernay is going to be the best waiver wire pickup this week in fantasy, but he ended up catching 2 of the touchdown passes from Jackson out of the 3 total touchdown passes that he threw on the day. So, Jackson, you don't have to do much against Joe Flacco led New York team. So, obviously Zach Wilson is out until at least week 4, so we won't be seeing a lot of him at all. We'll be seeing a lot more of Joe Flacco, who only was able to
Which
muster
will help my Survivor League a lot, Chris. Who do the Jets play in week 2? That's my pick. Almost exclusively.
Jets play the Browns in week 2.
Son of a bitch. I can't pick the Browns.
Yeah, so you can't root for the Browns, right?
No.
Yeah. So
No.
Flacco went 37. What is this? Wait, 37 for 59?
300 yards.
307 yards. Oh, man, that's like they're trying to have him do everything, right? And he's not that guy. But hey, you know what? Jets, I think, are building for the future. They still have, they have some future pieces. They just aren't there yet. Flacco threw it, 59 times? Says Devil Doc.
That's a losing proposition. Chairman threw out Zach Wilson's mom's BFF is too young for Flacco. True. That's probably true.
Yep.
Zach Wilson getting after his mom's BFF, still too young for Flacco.
Yep. 100%. All right.
This was a game. I took the Ravens in Survivor Pool, and the Ravens offensively looked bad. They look bad. Lamar Jackson did not make money today. He lost money today.
Yep. Well, here we go. Another close one. If you were to tell me the Falcons would be competitive against the Saints team that has a solid defense and, a decent offense with Michael Thomas coming back. Michael Thomas had a decent game as well. But if you were to tell me that this would come down to the wire and the Falcons would have put up 26 week 1 against the Saints, I would have been like, I probably wouldn't go that far, but maybe they can keep it within a touchdown or two. And they kept it close all the way to the end, ended up getting a win over the Falcons. The Saints did. And man, this one was a wild one. Scotty, did you catch this one?
I was watching, Red Zone, so they featured it at times. The Falcons were way behind, and then all of a sudden they were up a ton late and blew it.
Atlanta was leading this game at halftime. Was it 16-7? So that's kind of a surprising slow start for the New Orleans Saints with Jameis Winston, in my opinion.
I literally, what I feel about this game is fade the Saints. I don't think the Saints are going to be good this year. I really, really don't. You talked about an elite defense that I think they lost some pieces, and I don't think they're there. This is an Atlanta offense that it should not be good and is not good, Chris. This is a team that I think will have and should have a top 3 pick in the draft next year. Talking about the Falcons. Saints squeaking it out, congratulations, but the offense, I think, will be okay. The defense actually won't be what they are. Everyone's hyping the Saints, which is bizarre to me because they lost their head coach, right? Like, everyone loves Sean Payton. And then they lose Sean Payton, and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, we still love the Saints despite losing Sean Payton. And I'm like, with what? With what? I don't think the Saints are special. I would bet the under on the Saints at this moment if you can, depending on the line. But I don't know. There were some interesting pieces in the box score, some interesting stats. So Alvin Kamara coming back, obviously he was a big focal point of most Saints offenses. Like, he was the only focal point at some points of last season and each and every single season, right? Only 3 receptions for 7 yards and only 9 carries for 39 yards. So kind of not as effective as you would probably want him to be. Only targeted 4 times in the passing game. Also, nice return for Michael Thomas, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns. So welcome back, Michael Thomas. Taking a year and a half. He's been battling through all sorts of things on his own. And so welcome to him back to the NFL. Also, Marcus Mariota and Patterson both end up getting a rushing touchdown, but Marcus Mariota does not throw for one. Only 215 yards passing, but he ends up rushing for one of their
one of their touchdowns. So yeah, interesting. Maybe we undervalued Atlanta going into the season. Maybe we overvalued New Orleans. Who knows? I mean, again, this is week 1. We'll see how things play out as the season goes on.
My guess is, well, I didn't, but I think most people, and that's why it's my guess, overvalued the Saints. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
Well, yeah, I think
we'll see.
I think Jameis Winston is. We know he's.
I actually don't hate Winston. It's not even about Winston. It's about the rest of the roster and the coaching staff.
Like, he didn't have any interceptions today, so that's good. That's good.
No, he played pretty well against what I would rank as the worst defense in the league, though. I think Atlanta might have the worst defense in the league, and that's why I hate Atlanta. Mariota's not going to be great, but I think he could be okay. Cordell Patterson had 22 for $120 today. What are the Saints line? Why would the Saints even allow that? That's embarrassing. I think the Saints are in for a free fall. You talked about Michael Thomas. He caught 2 touchdowns. He had 5 drives for 57 yards. Without those 2 scores, it would have been like whatever. Jarvis Landry, who's invisible, had 7 catches for 114.
In the house, our Falcons are missing several key pieces, but are well coached. They will keep up with several teams. Also,
I agree.
It's been a while since they've had a good coach. Pittsburgh, Miami. LOL.
No, Pitt's MIA is what that is. Pitts had 2 catches for 19 yards. I had Pitts in the league.
He had 7 targets. He led the Atlanta receiving with 7 targets, tied with London.
Tied with London. Yeah, who had 5 catches for 74 yards. It'll come, G girl. Yeah. But I feel your pain. It was not a good week for Pitts at all.
Oh, next up was one of the best games of the entire weekend, and Steelers Bengals reckoning.
Do you say? I don't even know how to define it. Was it the best or the worst?
I don't know. I mean, the way it finished and the way you're on the edge of your seat, which makes, any kind of game where you're on the edge of your seat a very fun and entertaining game, but yet it was kind of a grindy game, right? You also lost Watt to an injury, which is super unfortunate. He's one of the better defensive players in the entire NFL. And he had a back-to-back play at one point where he had a sack and then he had an interception, back-to-back plays.
It was like a...
it was a handoff. Handoff that he blew up. He blew up, yep. And then the very next play ends up coming up with a huge interception. I'm like, this guy does it all. He is insane. And then sure enough, super unfortunate. Sucks that he gets hurt, is most likely done for the season. So really, really unfortunate. But this game went into overtime. How many games were 2020 range? I mean, you had the Giants. The Giants were 2020 range with the Titans. They ended up going for 2, ended up being 21. Then you had the Colts and the Texans tie. Then you had at 20. Then you had this game tied 2020 going into overtime. There were so many of these games that were the 2020 mark. I was like, geez. Najee also got hurt, says Diacoli. Yeah, he came up limping and he ended up going to the sideline. He's in a boot. That's not good news for, first of all, if you're a Najee Harris fantasy owner. But Najee is a huge focal point of that offense. He gets targeted so much, whether it's running the ball or in the passing game. So that's a big loss for them. But despite all of those things, they end up coming away with the overtime victory. By the way, Steelers had 1 field goal clank off, literally the crossbar bounced right back. And in overtime, ended up hitting a game winner over the Bengals. There was a missed extra point that was blocked by Minkah Fitzpatrick. That was, oh my goodness, ridiculous. This game literally had almost everything you could ask for. It was wild.
It was wild in the sense like you cannot predict what was like the Steelers won the turnover battle, I believe 5-0.
Oh, the turnovers were insane.
When you win the turnover battle by 5, I don't know if a team's ever lost a game when they won the turnover battle by 5. The Steelers should have lost this game. So, Rec, I love you. Football wife, I love you. So when I'm talking about this game, I'm just talking on my opinion, not about you. It's just how I feel. If you're the Steelers, you should be thrilled. You should be thrilled you won this game. You should be thrilled about your defense. Why you're sad? Your offense is bad. It is very, very bad. And unfortunately, TJ Watt sounds like he's going to be out for season. I literally, you could see it when he was walking up the sideline. The camera grabbed him, and he said, I think he said like his bicep, but like he pointed at like his pec, like he's like, I tore it. Like he knew walking off as he was called for a penalty actually on the same play for like illegal hands to the face. He knew his season was done. It sounds like, unfortunately, the defensive player of the year from last year, which sucks, absolutely sucks, Chris, probably out for the rest of the year. So TJ Watt is out. Pittsburgh moving forward after a huge win on the road against the AFC champions. I don't know where they go from here. I don't see high hopes still. If you're Cincy, there's a lot you could take away and be like excited about, and you could also take away a lot and be like, I'm furious about. Like, you got sacked 7 times. So your revamped offensive line, not there yet. You had Burrow turn the ball over 5 times, 4 picks, and a fumble that was kind of also a pick. So almost 5 picks. Could have been more than that, actually. There were others out there. And you had every opportunity. I know, football wife, you threw it out there. So your long snapper got hurt. I agree. You probably would have won the game in regulation with your normal long snapper snapping and holding on that extra point that got blocked. However, that doesn't mask the issues that the Bengals had today. This Steelers team is very flawed. The Bengals should have beat this team by a lot. So, not a great performance for the Bengals. They'll be fine. I still think the Bengals will figure it out. I think the Bengals are going to be fine.
Yeah. No, I think
moving forward, I don't know if it was like Burrow being out for a lot of the preseason with his appendix or whatever, along with other stuff, but it just didn't seem to mesh today. T. Higgins went out early with a concussion. Jamar Chase was still a monster. He was a monster.
Fantastic.
Yep. But Burrow was forcing the ball into windows that maybe he shouldn't have been.
To throw a TD. Burrow did Kappa.
Wentz wasn't the first QB to throw a TD. Burrow did. Burrow is the second quarterback in the last 20 seasons to turn it over 4+ times. That was a 4 or 5, whatever. 4+ times in the first half of the season opener since Josh Allen did it in 2019 versus the Jets. So, yeah, it wasn't a great start, but they will get better. I mean, again, don't get too overreactive with the Bengals. They'll work some things out. I think they'll be okay.
Bengals will absolutely finish with a better record than the Steelers. There's no doubt about that.
Squan says both teams were not great on offense, which makes me like the Ravens division pick, even though they were off too.
I mean, the Ravens, yeah. I mean, the NFC North, who I think will be overall pretty good, none of those teams look great today. The Browns did pull out. No, did the Browns? No, the Browns won. Yeah. Browns pulled out a win as well. So a lot of success there, but no team showed out like you should be threatened by this team after week 1.
So both Rams and Bengals, the representatives in the Super Bowl, lost week 1. So kind of crazy. Next up.
But I still think the Bengals will be fine.
I do too.
I'm less worried about the Bengals than I am the Rams, ironically.
All right, so there you go.
You're going the wrong way. Did we go through all the teams, Chris?
We went through all the teams. That's it. Those are all the games. We have a game tomorrow, Monday night. But before we wrap up the stream tonight, I want to hit up all of our contests and look at some of the scores of our fantasy leagues. Hey, featured Hawk James, welcome in. How you doing? Who's your team and where you're from? Like to get to know you a little bit.
Thank you for the shack shimmy and the follow, featured Hawk James.
Let's go. Let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some of our scores here. So this is one of our fantasy leagues. We're going to look at the scoreboards here to see, how you guys are doing in these.
Our followers.
All you guys who are in on these. If you guys,
Chris, you're going to get a free win this week, despite being awful.
Don't call my team awful. We got the dub, son.
I mean,
is a dub
this week? 111 points? Really?
Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Hey, was my loss a loss, even though it was close on the Eagles? I mean,
fair point.
A win's a win. Join our contest. Just because you're not in our fantasy league doesn't mean you can't join the Pick'em or the Survivor. You can pick the Survivor tomorrow, the Broncos and Seattle. Or you can join our Pick'em league at any point and still go ahead, and it's all free. You could win some cool Action Lab merchandise. We have the hats, we have the hoodies, and all the cool stuff. So there you go. But here are some of the scores. So looks like G Girls leading against Run CMC.
Nice.
I'm in the lead against Klept. Scotty A. Smith, you're in a battle here.
I think I'm gonna lose. To a juggernaut team that's going to score the highest points this week. I think my team's playing well, but damn, Moon Princess.
Casually average here is down to the Houston Hallucinations. You got Orioles losing to Amicola. There we go. So yeah, here is one of our leagues here. Not bad. Not a bad start week 1. All right, let's look at the other league here. Let's get into the scores. I always lose where the scores are. Scoreboard.
Featured Hawk James, we're doing good. How are you? I mean, it's week 1 of the football season.
Yes.
There's no way we're not going to be doing well.
Oh, by the way, welcome. Doing? And he is a Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys are horrible. Is Dallas Cowboys your team, or are you a fan of somebody else? I'd like to get to know you a little bit.
If he's calling out the Cowboys, it might not be his team. Or well, it says James. I'm going to assume that's... I won't assume anything at this point. He's a Cowboys fan. Featured... That's my NFC team. I'm ride or die with you, featured Hawk James. I got some good friends that are Cowboys fans, and I appreciate their fandom to the point that I will ride with the Cowboys despite not a great performance offensively tonight.
All right, next league here. So I am in a battle with this one. I got one player left, and I need to get 8 points, 8 and change. So need to battle through here. Jefferson and Hurts led the way for me here. So we'll see if I can pull that off. Probably not. I don't know. That's gonna be a little tight. Well, maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
It projects you to win, Chris.
I don't know. I hate these kind of things where I'm like, oh yeah, I should do it, but then it always ends up like falling short of expectations. I don't get my hopes up. Kneecap Biters is looking like they're going to take an L on the first. They are taking an L on the first week to Flungus. Let's see. Team Medical Tents over at the moment. 2 forts.
That's me. I'm Team Medical Tent.
That's right. That's right. So that's yeah, great. Looking good.
Gonna get a dub.
Garrity. So we have a couple more players left to play for each of these teams. So we'll see what ends up rolling on those. Broncos Country 101 over Wookie Pookie at the moment, but he has one left to play to try to catch you.
And Milwaukee's best.
Broncos has 3.
Not surprisingly, didn't have a great week with the Packers failing. So, Chris, are you ready for an epic fail from the Broncos tomorrow?
Oh, I'm not even worried about it, man. We're good. We're good.
You're just to be clear, I want to hey, real quick.
Let's get
mods in the chat. Devil Dog Reckoning. If you can clip this, I'm gonna ask this again, Chris, and please clip this, Chris. How you feeling about going in tomorrow night against the Seahawks?
I feel good.
How good?
I feel.
Is there any chance you lose?
No.
Okay.
No.
Perfect.
Clip it.
Clip that shit.
Clip
it. When Russell Wilson's high-fiving teammates on the sideline after throwing a pick, and with not real people, we'll know what's up.
I'm good. We're good. All right. So total picks here for our pick'em or eliminator challenge.
I did really poorly in that. I think.
So Ravens had 6 picks. Colts had 5. Bills had 4. Niners. We lost 4 with the Niners against the Bears. That's a tough.
We lost 5 with the Colts.
I mean, there's a green check mark there. Just saying. Yeah. Dolphins.
This is why I hate ESPN in general.
This is
they include everyone.
All right, so then that's the eliminator challenge. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Pick'em League. So let's go ahead and look at that bad boy. Pick'em. Hold on. Where are we at? There we go. Pick'ems. All right, let's go ahead, take a look.
I think my pick'em picks were really bad.
Ooh, we are 10-4 is the top right now. 10-4. Let me zoom in a little bit here.
Despite your Survivor failing, you were really good in pick'em.
I was really decent in pick'em. Crimson Cardinals, Garrett, a lot of 9 and 5s.
I was like, did I go like 4 and 12, Chris, or I don't know.
8 and 6. 8 and 6 down here.
Okay.
There you go. No, not bad. Not bad. Yeah.
I'm fine. I'll be fine.
And then as you go down here, we got some small water picks. Didn't end up getting his picks in. So and then let's go to page 2. And there you go. Marie.
I feel like it's also 0 and 0.
So there you have it. That's where we're at with all of our contests. We will be reviewing all of our contests each and every Sunday to see where you stack up and where things are at. So keep joining in. Again, if you haven't joined in our contests, they're a lot of fun and they're free to enter, guys. It's what's better than free, Scotty?
Watching us.
Yeah, that's
for free.
Yeah. But maybe sub. Yeah. So guys, join in, have some fun with us with these, and then also join the Discord in the chat, so that you guys can, talk with us, when we're just watching the games. We spent a lot of time with you guys in the chat all day long. All of you guys are, chiming in on like the various games that were super close. It's a lot of fun for us to do that with you guys during us just hanging out, watching some games when we're not streaming. So let's go. Let's get you guys in there. Let's have some fun. Join the Discord. Hit the follow button if you have not already. We've had, I think, 10 or 11 people join us. And yeah, I joined all. Thank you so much, Featured. And then also, if you can
welcome, Featured.
We have all of our socials here too. Go give us some love on some socials if you are into that. It helps us a lot too. But appreciate you guys all being a part of the show. This was a fun first week. We have one more game tomorrow, so jump in the Discord. We'll talk a lot about it tomorrow night. But Scotty, football's back. We're not messing around anymore.
Feels so good, man.
It feels so good. It feels incredible, and we got drama. We got, you name it. We got it in these, and it's awesome, man. I can't wait to keep this thing rolling. Week 2 is coming up here. We're gonna have previews coming up Wednesday. So yeah, absolutely, we're gonna be having a lot of fun with all of these previews coming up for Wednesday. So make sure you go and
hang with us. We'll dive into everything coming up in week 2. week 2, but thanks for hanging with us. We'll be back Wednesday along with Sunday. Hang with us. We have fun. I think we have fun. Right, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a great time. Guys, by the way, thank you for all the bits. Thank you for all the follows. Thank you for all the subscriptions. For some reason, we're having some difficulties with our credits here. So they normally scroll here. We're not getting it coming. There's errors happening on my end for some reason. But go ahead, guys. And
not today.
Not today. So you have one more day of football, getting your week started. We are here to get you through your week halfway through. So make sure you guys tune in on Wednesday for all of our best bets and all of our and all the things we have coming up for Wednesday.
Geno Smith about to ball out tomorrow.
No.
I actually don't believe that, but I'll hold to it.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Hey, go out there, be a good person, and go live in the moment this week. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world. Go live in the moment. Put the phone down. As what's Deion Sanders? I found the clip, by the way. Deion Sanders. Let's see if I can play it here. Hold on.
He's just lying to himself. He has everything filmed. Deion Sanders is the last person to tell someone to put a phone down.
Yeah, no. Deion Sanders says it right. Let me see if I can find that. I couldn't find it last time, and then I found it again. But
Football Wife, thanks for hanging. I know it was a rough afternoon for you, but hang in there. The Bengals will be all right. Don't worry. Thanks for still hanging in.
You'll be back on the trailways on the way home. Back there, stand up. What's so important? You get the time right now. This is important. I don't know where you are.
Chris, we're
living it.
We're trying to say, hey, be positive and live in the moment and put your phone down.
He's living in the moment.
That is violent, though, Chris. We're trying to be friendly about it.
Sometimes we need
Can we
to
be kind?
Sometimes we really need anything's possible.
Well, I can't be more rude because I'm clearly negative all the time, Chris.
Oh my goodness! Yeah,
I can't.
We found that out tonight.
That seemed aggressive.
We found that out tonight.
Did we ban it? Did that guy just go away, or did we ban him?
Who knew? Who knows?
I'd like to think we banned him.
But guys,
he was the worst.
Hey, you know what? We're gonna have a good night. You hope you guys do. Have a great start to your week, and we will see you back here Wednesday. Actually, last thing, let's see if there's anybody to raid. I know we got a lot of raids here tonight, so we want to be able to pay it forward and give somebody some love. And give me 1 second to see if there's any sports channels. Otherwise, we have Mitch live as well. He's fantastic. He's always entertaining. Let me see here.
Running through the end. Football Wife says, great show. Thank you, Chairman. Good night. At Football Wife. Football Wife still likes me, so I appreciate that. Someone does out there. G Girl, good night. G Girl, thanks for the raid. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and hope you had a great stream. You always kill it. So I saw your numbers; they were really good. So I hope you were happy with everything that went down tonight. Love you all, honestly. The newcomers, the vets. Thanks for hanging out with us. Incredible week 1, and we'll bring it back for week 2. So hang with us on Wednesday if you're available.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Guys, we can't do this show without you, obviously. This is we've had more viewers than we typically get, and it's a testament of, what we've built as a community, and you guys are at the core and foundation of everything we do. So, yeah, I still like you, Chris, even after that game today, says JK. Thanks, guys. Scotty, sorry. LOL, says JK.
Reckoning says Cards are going to the World Series. Hard pass on that. No chance the Cards are going to the World Series. There's about 4 teams in the NL I would pick above the Cards. But yeah, it's fine.
And glad
Dream
you
big. Big kid.
I'm glad I survived the hot sauce too. So go chill and vibe out with Mitch Bruzis. I think that's how you say it. He does some cool things. So if you don't know, we've rated him a couple times, but he does some he writes some songs and stuff, and then he starts getting into it and he plays drums and all sorts of cool stuff. He has light shows, he has moving cameras. So yeah, go check him out, and we will see you back here Wednesday. Love you guys.
Love you guys. Good night.